your neighbor. Say.
Since I was born, since I was born, since I was born, since I was born, now I am getting old. I am getting old.
People come to us and their teeth are so bad that they all need to be extracted. They all need to be taken out and they need to get brand new teeth. But traditionally, the old way of doing this, it usually can take somewhere.
Oh, yeah, so I show her any
You are a youth in the house. The Bible says the glory of the youth is their strength. Jump up on your feet and shout, yeah! Yeah! You know this one?
Lord, you are greatly to be praised.
Lord, you are
Darling Jesus, oh my darling Jesus, what a wonderful
oh my darling Jesus, our Father, wherever,
nobody can let me shout.
and our Father, we do your part. These are the God. These are the gods. All of them are worthless. One, two, my brother is gonna. Listen. Shante, hallelujah, yeah. Resign. Give thanks to God for it. Everybody down there, Shante, 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 make you Shante. One more. Yes. Face your neighbor, face your neighbor. Say, I am always happy.
I am very, very happy, very, very happy.
Every time I'm say,
Let us go to the house of the Lord.
what do you mean? What do you mean scatter? What do you mean lie go go? What do you do? Boing. Oh yeah, resign. What are you doing now? Raise some. Jump, hallelujah. Hallelujah. It's a sound. Hallelujah. Let us sing. One more. Show me little jackals. Don't do jackals, show me little jiwa. Show me little pay. Show me little jackals. Don't do jackals, show me little jiwa. Show me little pay. Jesus vida. What don't you touch it? I like you one day. Jesus go there. Jesus vida.
Welcome everybody. Welcome. Hit the like button. Please hit the like button right now. Thank you. Yes, church has done Fuji. Yes. I'm here for it, I don't know about you. Welcome, Babe Wings. Welcome, Marriott. Welcome, Abby. Welcome, Chi. I see you guys. Saturday show. Every now and then I get a chance to do Saturday show, so let's do it. Hit the like button. Thank you. For me, now my time. What you I do? Be now. Hey, 1 second. Let me turn this music off. Okay, I need to turn that off. You fought for me. Jesus. You know they use me play. Welcome. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified when we go live. That was I don't know what this was. I think this was a Redeem event in America. And of course, that was Bidemi Olaoba as posted on GistTube. I will link it in the description if you're watching this later and you're interested. So these days, I'm starting to link it so it's easy to access them. All right, so hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications. My name is Ola, coming to you live from my Empire Pro Studios. What we do here is we start life and relationship lessons from trendy topics. That's what we do today. Of course, we have a special headline people here today, the EDOCHIES, but we have a lot more stories to cover. If you're in our backstage, you already know that we have a lot more stories to cover today. Welcome. Can you guys hear me live and direct? Can you hear me clearly? Yes, I hope so. Do me a favor, hit the like button if you haven't done that. Have I said that like 50 million times? It's very, very important that we continue to engage with the shows, because that's how we signal the algorithms that we are here, and also that's how we ping other people into the room. All right, so let me see here. Yeah, so we have some stories to cover today. Well, we're gonna cover VDM. VDM has dug up the story again, even though they haven't really buried Mohbad. We're gonna talk about that. We're also going to talk about this story, the Yinka story, the headline story. We're going to talk about Solomon BUCHI versus CHIAMAMANDA and SISI YEMMIE. We're going to talk about divorce Nelly. The internet is asking for Ashanti to divorce Nelly. We're going to talk about Will and Jada. So we've got some interesting things to cover today. So hit like, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified when we go live. This month we are up to $20. Our goal is $183 and what is it? And 8 cents. Okay, so we're up to $20. So thank you guys for always engaging the shows. Obviously our goal is impact, but sometimes the way we're able to do that sustainably is to make sure we're able to fund the platform. You can download my books for free. I do relationship, marriage coaching, life coaching, that type of stuff, and some other stuff too. But you can start by download the books for free. Obviously this shows kind of like coaching. We just kind of catch crews as we're doing coaching, but that's the shows are free, the books are free, the PDF versions of the books are free. They are also available everywhere, Amazon, audible.com as audiobooks, all that nice stuff. And if you're interested in working with us directly, that also, the opportunity for that is available when you reach out to us. Is very affordable for those who want to take action as fast as humanly possible. All right, without any further ado, hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notification, like it. Yeah. Don't do that to me. Chia. Let's just praise, okay? All right, without any further ado, let's get into the show. I'll be right back.
it's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
All right. Welcome. So I see there was a comment I was going to read out loud so I can do a small shalaye here. Yes, let's talk about VDM, who is starting to dig up this stuff. But let me find that comment. Hey, not this one. Marriott left a comment earlier. Where did he go? Hey, Marriott says, why don't you have YouTube Premium? I have about 50 different YouTube channels. Where should I start from? Can we house all of that under $110 YouTube Premium? If we can't, the answer is no. It's not economically sustainable. I can't do that. Anyway, I think we can deal with a little 30 seconds, 15 second ads here and there. But let's go to VDM. VDM decided to dig up this story by interviewing Sam Larry. So we're going to listen a little bit.
This video, I don't go edit at all. So,
what did I say now?
I don't want to make you be like,
what did you miss?
Before. Even though the questions when I ask you, what I will ask you now for this video.
Oh, the Igbo.
No, you go. Come
don't
on.
worry about it.
Yeah. The question I won't ask you now. I don't ask you before.
All right, so first of all, just because you did not edit a video does not mean you're not actively manipulating. Listen carefully, ladies and gentlemen. Just because there are no jump cuts in your video does not mean you're not actively manipulating. It's not the jump cuts that makes you manipulative. It's not the jump cuts. It can be, but it's not the jump cuts. It's your personal behavior that will make it jump cuts, and we get to determine that. So as you know, we are not editing the video, blah blah blah. We saw you when you tap. It doesn't matter. Me, I'm editing video, okay, and it's very unlikely for people to accuse me of manipulation. It's possible, and by the way, I can be manipulative because I'm human being too, right? I'm just saying it's unlikely because I try to pay attention to that. I try to make sure I'm leading with value. I'm not just quote unquote painting a picture. I lead with value. I want to make sure that the people I'm communicating with can also receive some sense of value in what we're saying. Not just, I'm not jump cutting or I'm not editing. Some of you are going to learn the hard way from Very Dark Man, but it's okay. We're here for it, okay? Let's keep going.
But from your content and your answer today, you will decide whether they talk true or not. You understand? I
hit like. Thank you.
And everybody know. So I will just go straight to the question.
Let's just look at the first 1 or 2 minutes.
Where you pack boys, go meet Mohbad. Now, from the video, it shows say nobody say you won't go there, go threaten them or won't go play with them.
I don't carry boys go. I don't carry boys go threaten them. I just say na beach. I won't go buy them.
Okay.
I won't go buy them for my picking. That's how they enter the video.
I'll make it a little faster.
Then they do video shoot.
Okay.
For one corner, then I go there. I go see say.
But don't you go there.
Look, you know in a beach.
Okay.
If I enter beach, some my boys even say they meditate that place. You say that they stand there. Right now, only me come up from my house.
Okay.
Now only me come up from my house. Nobody follow me. Now only me dey inside my car.
Okay.
So
He said he was the only one in his car. He didn't harass Mohbad because there was a 13 seconds video, right? So
I just go meet and say, no go. For more, you don't give me my money. Now I just watch me work. Me say, somebody, you don't pass on this thing. Make I leave am. I don't like that.
But for
and
the
after
video,
that,
wait, yes. For that video, we know here you talk say you go give me your money. The video just come, person the record. You just be as if some boys just rushing cut. Do as if they turn the phone.
Nobody touch am.
Who be your witness?
Now Zanka be my witness. Zanka dey there.
Okay, we thank God since Lakan dey alive.
But the police, she been a 9 seconds video.
Yes.
They say they beat her. They do full video now.
Okay, that makes sense.
I never, I know, if I no lie, now 2 times I see Mohbad for that year with first for club.
What's happened for the club? Una vibe, abi you are.
No, me and them at the club. Now I said no see am. As you dey come out, now you dey enter. Now they go down. Now me last. Now me see am. Say na Mohbad do this. We just come out. So now I don't enter car. As I want to enter my car, now I see his friend and my friend.
All right, so just in case you don't know what they're talking about, this is the video they're talking about, and you can see Mohbad in the chair. They were shooting a video, so let's watch it and see what happened. All right, so you can see it's so you know, it's a 9 seconds video. It's true. It's true that we don't know what really happened there, right? That's very, very true. But you know, Very Dark Man is doing investigative journalism, so let's keep going.
They fight, and nobody my friend now. Somebody was there, they fight.
But you know the person very well.
I know the person. Say you owe me money, you know, pay me balance. I don't send you 800. I don't send you 900. They say something for themselves. So I can't see say na two of them I know. So why na two of you they fight now? Ambassador day.
Wait, but by this time, Mohbad they hold you too.
Yeah, now you owe me now.
But this particular night, you know, tell and say you say you you must pay me too.
You know, say play na club we did.
Okay.
And we did, all of us they go.
Okay.
I know if you go meet up for club like that.
This is what your ear looks like.
There we go again. The ads are getting too much. I might have to pay premium actually, but we'll see.
So you want to say there's never been a time where we say you touch Mohbad.
I never touched Mohbad in my life. Say I won't beat that no.
Okay, but it gets one thing where they talk. They say Mohbad will write petition one time against you, or be something like that. Say Mohbad don't cry before. Say you, in particular, them say I never watch video where Mohbad.
All right, so this video to me it still looks staged. Not that it will matter. It doesn't really matter. It still looks staged. In terms of where he aligns, but maybe he doesn't. Maybe he's actually trying his best to. I don't know. You know, the only thing I can tell you at this point in time is that I don't really trust VDM himself. I don't trust him. So shortly after I did this video, a picture came out of VDM in the picture with Sam Larry and what's the other guy's name? Naramali, Sam Larry and Naramali, right? So and he got dragged because people were like, wait, why are you taking picture with those guys and you're claiming to be on the side of trying to protect Mohbad? I'm talking about this picture right here. Let me show you guys. All right, so now just in case you're not up to speed, I don't want to confuse you guys. You guys might not be. This picture right here, okay? Mohbad is a guy who passed away some couple of years ago. I don't remember now. It's probably like 2-3 years ago now. 2 years ago, September. It's probably be 2 years in September, maybe 3 years. I don't remember. Anyway, he's a young man who was about to become a rock star. He was already really having a lot of hits. We knew a lot of his songs. We didn't put a face onto his songs, unfortunately, until he passed away. But in the midst of, within 24 hours of his passing, his father initiated burying him, and they're not really Muslims, and they tried to bury him in the middle of the night. So that created a bunch of controversies, and he's still yet to be buried because his body was exhumed because they were trying to do investigation. It became very, very nasty. And then of course VDM, Very Dark Man, who is a self-proclaimed, not admitted, but self-proclaimed activist. I don't know which one it is, but okay, he's a self-proclaimed integrity person. Is the most integrity person in Nigeria, something like that. Anyway, so he decided to chime in and he started asking the wife, the widow, who had a 5 months old baby at the time with Mohbad, started asking for DNA records, that they needed to investigate her. And because it was going viral at the time, he started going viral. People started to say, yeah, DNA. At the time I covered it, I said, you can't ask for DNA just because. That's not how it works. The DNA will actually have to answer a specific question. It will have to be solving a specific problem before. So if the problem doesn't exist, you can't create solutions for a problem that does not exist. If she was a suspect to the point where they've done the investigation to the point that they needed to investigate the paternity of the baby, the 5 months old baby, or if Mohbad was questioning the paternity of the baby, then maybe we can start driving in that sad. But you know, Nigerians as usual, not just Nigerians, human beings in general, they're gullible. So they saw an opportunity to become a overnight investigative journalist. So now 2 years later, it's going to be 2 years in September. Thank you, Abby. It's going to be 2 years in September. Now this guy is digging up the story again, but then there's speculation because apparently Mohbad's father has been investigating. He started another case. He wanted them to pull Sam Larry and Naira Marley back into the case because they had been exonerated, I think. And then in the middle of all that, VDM now is trying to do quote unquote interview. Now, to be fair to him, he did say he was going to interview them eventually. So that's why we're here right now. Today, I won't be able to stay on time because I want to make sure I cover some of the stories and just hang out with you guys, you know. So that's what we're dealing with. But some people are saying you're not on Mohbad's side, okay? And of course, you know, during that time, he dragged the likes of Tonto DK because they were also interested in finding who killed Mohbad. You know, there was the hashtag Justice for Mohbad back then. So VDM dragged Tonto DK, dragged what's her name, Iyabo Ojo, even dragged the child who just got married recently, making accusations that they both slept with the same man. So very dark man is not something. I said something. I didn't mean it that way. He's a human being. I see him as a I see him as a product of the society, a very gullible human being who thinks all it takes is integrity. But he's now attained a level of fame that I'm not sure he understands what he's dealing with, you know. But we'll be here. Hopefully, maybe he's just flying the plane as he builds it, you know. Hopefully he's learning. But till now, he's a very manipulative individual with his rhetoric, but it works because the average person is gullible, you know. And I'd say that with all due respect. But there's a gentleman, his name is Victor Initiative or something like that. I'm going to bring him up in a second. He's going to speak to what he thinks about Very Dark Man. He very much aligns with how I feel, except that I'm not just dragging VDM just for the sake of dragging VDM. I'm looking at specific things here. Things like I'm not going to edit a video and you're actively manipulating us by saying that. Those are the kind of things I look at. I'm like, okay, you can't, just because I'm a truth teller. When you say I'm a truth teller and that's all you have in terms of value for the listener, for the people you're trying to deliver value to, that's where the manipulative behavior starts at that point in time. So but yes, but let me see what you guys are talking about. You guys are saying a lot already. Make sure you're hitting the like button when you come in. It'll help us bring other people into the room. Yes, exactly, Abby. The interview is not giving anything. It's just, you know, stuff that we already know. Maybe except that, okay, Sam Larry is speaking for the first time, you know. VDM is where Beleface. He's Alatenuje. He's trying to redeem unredeemable set of people. He was the one that messed up the justice from the beginning. He looks for fame in all ramifications. That's what Bezwin said. And Abby said, LOL, but it's me that is the prime suspect, not the father that rushed to bury him and even broke his neck in the process. Exactly. So these are the kind of things that I was looking at in real time as it was happening. But as you can see, I try to avoid any VDM type of story. I'm not actively avoiding it. Let me be honest with you guys. I'm not, because if it's the story that's available, I will see how I use Yinka today as headline. If it's this one, I will use it to extract life and relationship lessons. I don't really care like that, you know. So, but what I'm saying is that I'm not like just chasing after VDM based headlines because it's literally talking every day. And he's a very easy way to get traffic. All I have to do is put his name inside of a title somewhere and I'll get a certain level of traffic, you know. But at some point it gets tiring. The same thing with Ola Tux name. The same, you know, it gets tiring. So anytime I get a chance to use another trendy story, I do, because, you know, I also don't want the platform to just be VDM centered, you know. But VDM doesn't think to hold on that. Twitter influencers witch hunting people. Oh my country, Mario says. I said, let's not waste our time. They're all dancing to his tone because they know they got skeleton in their closet. All right, so I'm gonna play this second video here. I will be watching it with you guys for the first time because I think it dropped this morning. You know what? Before I do that, let me play this other gentleman. Victor is on TikTok, and he had a few things to say, some interesting things to say about VDM. All right, let's have it. Let me unmute. Okay, here we go.
I'm sure you have seen this recent very dark man new manipulation on the case of Mohbad. I would like to say first of all that, you know, from the jump when very dark man.
I also link Victor in the content creator on TikTok.
I don't like to water people's effort down, but I could see through him. You need to realize that bad people do good things too.
He said you need to realize that bad people do good things too. He has a 26 minutes video. I'm not going to be able to play the whole thing. Maybe some 5 minutes. Bad people. This is to all the Prestige family out there. Okay. I always say it's not good enough to be a good person. I've always told you that before, right? That statement he just made is a fact. Good people also do bad things, and bad people do good things too. This is something you need to pay attention to, because if the formula was as simple as all good things in life are done by good people, all of us would get it right. That would make it super simple, right? Or all bad things in life are done by bad people. If it was that simple, right? Victor King Initiatives on TikTok. That's his page. Yep. So this is not. I also, one of the reasons why I kind of pull back a little bit from covering VDM videos is because at some point, even me, I was feeling funny. It started to come like I'm just hating on him. I don't like that. I want to make it about what we are dealing with here, the actual issues, you know. And that's what he said. I don't like to pull people down or they're good, but there's some poisons here. Small 0.1%, 1% poisons. We need to pay attention to them, because these are the issues. These are the root cause issues of some of our issues in society. It's not that one person is just a bad person or the other person is a good person. If it was that simple, again, everybody, all we have to do is be good people. But clearly it's not that simple.
You can be a bad
or easy, whichever one you choose.
That is very tactical strategies of picking and choosing, you know, situations that he can explore to project himself as a good person. From the inception that Mohbad died, very dark man has been a bulldog to the Neramalis and Melari caucus, and it's evidently clear the strategy they did was to create a distraction.
Hi, Lady Nevoa. Can you guys hear this? Can you guys hear? Confirm that you can hear everything.
Till tomorrow.
Oh, reduce the background music. Thank you. Got it. You're right.
Now,
now I have to find it.
Family that the father too did not till tomorrow.
Okay, it should be better now. It's very important that you hear the beginning, so let's go back.
Doing that, yeah. Now, I'm sure you have seen this recent very dark man new manipulation on the case of Mohbad. I would like to say first of all that, you know, from the jump when very dark man came out, and you all were applauding. I don't like to water people's effort down, but I could see through him.
Hi, Kemi.
You need to realize that.
Hi, Lady Nevoa.
Bad people do good things too.
Oh, it's slow. Sorry, that's the lowest. Sorry.
He has
Try to listen. That's the highest I can get the video.
Of picking and choosing, you know, situations that he can explore to project himself as a good person.
Let me check my monitor here.
Very dark man has been.
Yeah, turn up your volume. Turn up your volume. Hi, Chidima.
And it's evidently clear the strategy they did was to create the distraction tactics, where you begin to bring up the case of DNA till tomorrow. That's no way. Now, unfortunately, Mohbad is from a very dysfunctional family that the father too did not, till tomorrow they could not find any headway in that case, because they were pursuing the wrong thing. And very dark man played a very instrumental role in doing that. They started projecting and running after the wife, bring up the case of DNA as a motive for his death till tomorrow. the wife in
Nothing.
court agreed to DNA.
She's agreed to DNA.
Because they
And then the father was running away from doing the DNA.
That they are just using a distraction tactic. So I'm sure you have seen this video. That's all. So
So he's just playing the video we just played. I'll push it forward a little bit.
Video is going to be a piece of shit. This guy said there is a video that you pack boys to go and meet Mohbad. I'm sure you people remember the video where Mohbad was.
That's the video I played earlier, right? Where he was in a wheelchair with Zlatan.
Said there's a video that you pack boys to go and meet Mohbad. From the video, it shows that you don't have any intent to harm him or to do anything to him. Wow, VDM.
Wow.
Okay, so I don't know if you remember the video, but in that video, this guy, Samilari, led a troop of boys to disrupt a video shooting that has audio that it verbally said,
he said it.
This guy is can't leave this place. They were literally, the intent is to hold him hostage for the reason best known to
Now, real quick, you might say it's a 9 seconds video, okay, but here's the problem. When somebody's life is taken, we cannot just say it's a 9 second, maybe it's taken out of context. It needs to be investigated, right? Once it's a matter of life and death, right? At that point, you have to investigate everything. You can't just say, oh, maybe it was taken out of context. Maybe we were just playing. Maybe truthfully, the boys are, once somebody's life is taken, we cannot take chances. It has to be investigated all the way down. And Very Dark Man would not be the one to conduct such investigation, obviously, because we have doubts that he hasn't been biased from the very beginning, from the fact that he made DNA test and paternity the center or the center of a possible motive for his life, right? So, or for this death rather, right? So so he cannot be the one conducting the investigation. But in Nigeria, police will not I know, but it's still not going to be Very Dark Man because so
people came into this place with sticks, like they came in like a mob. They came in with weapons in their hands. And Very Dark Man said from the video, it shows that you didn't go there to harm him. From this point of this video,
so it was leading. I don't know, man. I don't know.
For you to even pray, like you are interviewing somebody and you are putting words in his mouth to determine his intent. Where this video, one, shows that they were carrying weapons in their hands, and he has audio where this guy is verbally saying he's not going to, as Zlatan was getting into the middle.
And then he lost his life.
Please, no.
And then he has videos out there where he was saying, if anything happens to me, get Naira Marley and Sam Larry, something like that. He has videos, Mohbad recorded videos like that. Right?
See how he was frightened. Ran and jumped off from the chair. I think they were using a wheelchair for the video. And ran. Very Dark Man, for you to come to that conclusion. There was no intent to harm him. You have messed up.
So I would say go watch this guy's video. It's a very good 26 minutes video, and I'm not just saying that because it's seemingly attacking VDM. I think it's a good analysis, from a layman language standpoint. Somebody said, when I said I never liked VDM, people are seeing me like I'm a hater. Yes, that tells you everything you need to know in terms of how emotional his followership is, right? Said, I'm glad many people are now seeing deep to his manipulation. It has never been. Well, we can argue that this is an ecosystem, so it's fair that we're seeing people saying, but I've seen content creators create content to say, hey, let's check this guy out a little bit closer. And the rattlers just come into the comment and they will just attack everybody that talks against him, So this is it's true that people are starting to see through him, VDM is a manipulator. Honestly, I'll be easier on him. I'll be like, okay, maybe he just doesn't know any better, like an average Nigerian. Okay. School is not a scam. Just know this now and know peace. School is not a scam. Some people are natural in terms of addressing and analyzing issues, some people need to go to school. It's not common sense. Like being able to look at an issue and look at it critically with an objective. Some people are natural, but majority of people are not natural. Okay, Very Dark Man is definitely not natural. I can see all the way through him. I know when he's biased, and kudos to him for building the platform he built. But he's best at this point. He needs to pivot all the way to building boreholes in the villages because he's built the platform already, and stop chiming in on real life issues that requires critical thinking, analysis. He needs to stop doing that. So there's this video I want us to watch together. I'm looking at it for the first time. I know he dropped it this morning. All right, he dropped it literally 7 hours ago. It's an interview of Very Dark Man with Prime Boy. Prime Boy was one of the prime, I don't know if I could call him prime suspect, but one of the guys that was present when Mohbad passed on. He was one of his best friends, apparently. Okay, so Very Dark Man has dropped a 21 minutes video of interviewing him. I'll listen to 5 minutes. In 5 minutes, I'll be able to tell what I feel about it. Not facts, my feelings about it, you know. And then you guys can feel free to go watch it. But before we do that, let me come into the chat. Let me see what you guys are talking about, right? Abby says, Marriott, if you're fine and enjoying their increasing, they increase the hate. Okay, let me see here. The same, no change, sir. Okay, we already addressed that. Hopefully you guys can hear me very well now. Let's see, we got Chidima in the house, we got Uncle Dayo in the house. Good to see you, sir. Kemi said it's just annoying that with all that happened, they were after DNA, misplaced priorities. Abby says, Chie, I just believe in my life, traveling, looking good, and all that. Him. You guys are here flexing over us, eh? Let me see. Bazewin says, can you imagine this VDM boy gave Zlatan 48 hours to talk? What the hell? Yes. I forgot that part. After that video, he was like, I'll give you 48 hours to talk. And then they were paddling around. He released an audio, a private audio conversation with Zlatan. Was Zlatan saying, this thing, I don't want to be dragged into it. Rightfully so, because again, somebody's life was involved. Yeah, but it was there. She speak up. Not everybody is designed for that. Everybody is not just talking anyhow on the internet because they want to get clout. Like VDM. Okay? Not everybody is designed to that. And if anybody ever come out and say, I give you 48 hours to talk, if they are not the authorities, you don't have to talk. Oh. You implicate yourself, okay? You don't have to explain yourself ever. Unless the authority mandates you to come and speak. You don't have to worry about that kind of nonsense. Or because somebody released some kind of VDM style evidence and now suddenly you have to back it up. You don't have to do that shit. Just let them eat it up. In 2 weeks, guaranteed. At tops, they will move on to other stupid stuff, okay? Somebody says she be leaving the zoo. It's not weapons or it's accessories, just like how ladies carry handbags. Babes assume I'm trying to look for, you know, something that I can remember. I might have said something to provoke some of these comments, but I don't remember. Only time I've given him is flowers is on certain topics about the government. Next, yeah, it's okay to give him flowers on certain things, you know, but I could see all the way through him. That's all, you know. Yeah. Let's see. Let me see. What did I miss? Just trying to make sure I don't miss anything before we continue here. Let's see. Abby says his fans are extremely toxic. Yeah, that's the anytime somebody leads like a followership or a bunch of followers using emotions, that's just gonna happen. Even if you look at a lot of the political commentary out there, they're mostly emotional too, for obvious reasons, and probably rightfully so, because people are suffering. So I understand why they might follow people like Very Dark Man or anybody who seems to fight for the people with their emotions. But just so we know, that would never solve the problem. If you're following with your emotions, you are probably part of the problems, you know. Yep. Zlatan is an artist. He has a reputation to protect. He's doing the right thing for his brand. Why that's hard to comprehend? It's so hard to comprehend. But let's watch this video together. This video. Let's see if he's saying anything interesting, and then we'll take it from there. Okay. So he's doing the same manipulation He's go to the camera to press it. By the way, we can cut that video too. We can still edit that. We can just edit that part, right? But you know, he's trying to tell us he's a man of integrity, so he didn't edit any part. He turned on the camera, even though Toto P could have turned on the camera for him. That's not his name, sorry. Coco P. One other stupid guy named him Toto P. Coco P could have turned on the camera for him. Somebody else could have turned on the camera for him. Is the substance of the conversation that will tell us if it's authentic or not. Jump cuts, editing does not tell us anything. Sometimes it can, but it's a function of the overall context. Before we can use a jump cut as, oh, you are manipulating us. Why did you jump cut here? No, it's not that simple. All right, it needs to align with everything else. In this case, what makes this manipulation is because Very Dark Man uses the self-proclaimed integrity-based brand persona to manipulate people. It works, by the way. It works for the most part because you can see that the followership is growing too. It just doesn't work on some of us.
All right, so Prime Boy, boss. According to the story of Mohbad, they say he be Mohbad friend, best friend. You know almost everything about Mohbad life because they say we would grow up together, right? And again, that last show when Mohbad go, you did there. Do you understand? So now you go fit tell us who did there that day, who did the show when go, who did there, what thing happened, then how Mohbad, what thing you know. Say okay, maybe I ain't buying Mohbad. Now, when I
so what do you
a
know?
lot of people event say why I bring this Mohbad case back. I say we will want through justice. We will bring them back. Anybody who want vex, make it vex. Do you understand? But a lot of questions need to be answered. And again, as I say, the case for courts and for police already go where we say story. The case they just want to make the thing go down. Nobody want to make truth come out. But me, I say no, the truth must come out. Now, before I go further, the person behind my camera, I met him at Burna Boy's birthday party.
Estate planning is so much more than
there
just
we go
having a
again.
will,
We have to pay
planning
bills.
to age at home, protect what we've worked.
All right.
And then he said, oh, he's a cameraman and this and that. Then he said he needed money for camera. He has saved.
Okay, all right. First of all, if there was a person behind the camera, why wasn't it seated already and ready to go with the interview? Why not? Maybe I'm nitpicking, but I'm just asking. Why the need to show us an extra space in the beginning of the video, when in fact there's another person behind the camera that needed a job or something like that? What did he say?
My camera. I met him at Burna Boy's birthday party. And then he said, oh, he's a cameraman and this and that. Then he said he needed money for camera.
So
he saved 1.5 million, remaining 1 million. So I sent him 1 million and he has gotten the camera. So please, you do well to support him. His name is, what's your Instagram handle?
Who shot that?
Who shot that? So support him. And furthermore,
who shot that? Okay.
You tell me say you want to learn something, but you need support for so.
All right. So all of these are good stuff. Okay. The fact that he's able to help a cameraman raise some money, give him some job. But let's get back to what we're talking about. Why the need for that extra space at the beginning of the video? I'll tell you the need, because he needed to align with what he did in the beginning of Sam Larry's video. Again, this guy knows what he's doing. Doesn't mean it's not helping. No, I'm looking at the result. When it comes to giving this kind of kids who shot that money, that's good result. Okay, now you've used the manipulation, all that kind of stuff, telling everybody you're the topmost integrity-based person in Nigeria, and you use that to build a million platform, solid, strong followership. Why not pivot more in the direction of impact? He won't, because fame is a drug. All right, he won't. Okay, he has to keep going because that's part of the things that feeds his ego. But does it really matter? We'll find out. We will find out, because maybe it won't matter, but we will find out. All right. So kudos to him for hooking up a young man with, I don't know, 1 million naira for camera and then a job. But let's keep going.
I will give you, provided you show me evidence. Obviously, I don't carry my money, give you. You understand? How did I give you the money? Was it not borrowed?
Yes, sir.
I collected it from my friend and sent it to you, Abi.
Yes, sir.
Very good. I must help you, so don't worry yourself if you have handwork.
and you're serious. Now let's come back to Prime. I'll just go straight to the point. So
okay, I just saw a jump cut, which is fine. That jump cut does not tell us this video is a lie. You see how that works? Watch it.
If you have handwork and you're serious. Now let's come back to Prime. I'll just go straight to the point. So tell me.
Okay, you see that jump cut? I don't know. I could sit down here and speculate that maybe he was going on and on about his ego, about how he helped the young boy and many other people, and then he thought like, you know what? Let me cut that part out. You know, so that it doesn't look like I'm just going on and on. Maybe I will be speculating. It doesn't tell us anything. That is a maybe. So why am I spelling that out for you? I'm telling you that in this life, when it comes to interactions between human beings, relationships, right, in general, or impact, right, in a sustainable manner, it's not going to be as easy as pointing out some obvious stupid stuff. It cannot be any one event, like one jump cut. It has to be a series, a sequence of a certain type of behavior before we can call people out on something. You see what I'm saying? So it's not good enough to call out Wumi and say, hey, Wumi, you were fighting with this boy on one video like that, where it was, it's not good enough. It might be good enough to pull it when somebody's life is involved, but to just zone in on paternity fraud and many other examples I can give you like that, I just wanted to point that out. So we're 1 minute 48 seconds into this video. Let's see if we can extract something out of it. The title of the video says, after interviewing Mohbad best friend Prime Boy, I am convinced they lied about a lot of things. Okay.
I know say you get history with Mohbad. I don't want to hear that history first. Let's start with that day for that show. Waiting happen.
What really happened that day was Mohbad called me, and to cut the long story short, when Mohbad called me, he said I should come over, that we should have some nice time as usual. So I got into the island. So I saw Mohbad. He was sitting down with some friends. Everybody just happy.
Who will be the friends?
I saw one guy. I don't know most of them, but I know Adura is there.
Okay.
I know one guy that has dread is there. Daosha's friend, one guy, that guy that has open tea, that shout Mohbad is there.
Okay.
That one too is there. So I'm cool, but
you know that guy where shout Mohbad?
I don't know that guy, but I saw him that day. I don't know him, so but they said he's Daosha's friend. Suddenly someone tried
another job cut, by the way.
Or somebody just jammed the door mistakenly and the key is inside. So we're trying to open the door that day, but unfortunately no one could open that door.
Okay.
So Mohbad went through and opened the door. So we were even playing the carpenter, boutique cool, like stuff like that.
Oh, because his father was a carpenter.
Yeah, he was also a carpenter. Confirmed one. So we were just playing. So
yeah, after his father's work, right?
Said, oh yeah, we only have one Prado that day.
Okay.
One Prado is outside. So and I asked him, are you going with your car? He said no. So we are too much, this, that. So okay. Then the next thing was like he said he'd be the one to arrange it. Then Mohbad came outside, so everybody was outside. Then the next thing, Mohbad told someone to open the Prado back. Then he said maybe Spelling should go back. He look again, he called somebody, and maybe OG, I guess, should go back.
Huh?
Hey, if you're an athlete or
kill and so wait till they happen for you. It's a lot. Be patient, be patient. I'm just gonna play the first 5 minutes, see if we can get a final truth out of this whole thing.
Mohbad's wife just carry one baby, come outside. They are going to
one baby or a baby?
One baby.
But go on.
Like she brought her baby and said that Mohbad was like, are you going? Then she did not even reply, but with her face, you should know how woman react sometimes. So the next thing, she just entered the garden. Mohbad said sit down in the middle. Then Mohbad sat down
towards the door side.
Then just look around and say, Prime Boy, I should sit down beside him. We left those guys and left to where the Cubana chief priest, where the other team are standing, because we are going in convoy.
Name drop, Cubana chief priest.
They have their own security.
Okay.
I can't even count them that day. Those security. Zlatan, a lot of celebrities were there, comedians.
A lot of celebrities. Can you give me like 5 names?
Cubana chief priest.
Cubana chief priest, of course, Zlatan.
Zlatan.
That comedy guy,
Nasty boy.
I saw him. Sheon
Kuti was there.
And there are much.
Okay. So it was a very big event.
It was a very big event.
Okay.
So when we got to that location, Mohbad came down. So I wanted to come down with Mohbad, and Mohbad not to go and meet them Zlatan inside. And so Mohbad, and I want to follow him, as you know. So then he said, Cynthia just told me, Prime, wait, let him go.
Let's really go to the fact.
Okay, I was about to make it faster.
You know, the initial story was that he fought you. They say 12 na fight. Say now you hit him something.
That's it.
Wait till you hit him, or why you hit him, or did you hit him?
I did not touch Mohbad at all.
So waiting concern say glass, then break glass.
I didn't even see any glass. It's obvious that they're lying now. We can all see the lie. How can you tell me Mohbad blew a Prado and he has a mark here? So they're all lying. So they said I stabbed him with that guy. They said different type of story.
But what happened? Now what is your own story of that night? How did you leave Mohbad that night? That's the thing. How did you leave him? Did you leave him with injury? Did you leave him with them rushing into the hospital? Like what happened? How did you part ways with Mohbad on that night?
Mohbad was like, he wants to calm down. Then I said, Mohbad, I'm gonna come down from the car. I don't want to come down. Then he said, if I don't want him to come down, I should go and clear the road. He wants to leave here. I want to get out from here. I said, don't come down. There are touts outside here. Then the next thing, I told Umi, when we talk to your husband now, I'm the only one telling him not to come down. They said, I should be your friend. I need to talk to him. That was the reply that day. Mohbad just come down from that other side and came to where I am. Then he said, he opened the car. I said, I should get out from the car. He said, what happened now? So I was surprised. He said, get out from this car. So there were security around us. So we are not standing alone. Security boys, a lot of people shouting Mohbad, hailing him. So people don't even know what's going on between us. But like two security were at his back, just monitoring us. So they were like, no, Mohbad was like, Prime, get out from this car. Then I said, what happened now? How will you tell me to get out? Yeah, sorry. If you're angry, I'm putting nothing in you and your wife matter. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, let's go back. We have to come back. I was just trying to pet him, bring him down. So you know.
So he just sowed the seed of there was a disagreement between Mohbad and the wife on that day. So but somehow nothing happened between the two of them except that small argument. He told him to get out of the car. They said maybe because he was nosing in the wife's and Mohbad's matter. Nothing new so far. We're 7 minutes in this. Should I continue? No.
He said, get out from this car. I want you to get out from this car. You have your own life to live. I have my own life to live. You can't teach me how to live my life. Get down from this car. When he chased me down, I went straight to the stage to kill Cubana chief priest.
Oh.
Yes, now I told you, I don't know what's wrong with your artist too. He was fighting with his in the car and I was trying to fight again. Then he chased me down from the car. Then Cubana chief priest asked me, why are you to him? I said, I'm his childhood friend. That was how I told him that day. Then he said, hey, watch over him. Then I should stay on stage and they should not allow me to leave here. I went to go and check the scene. So that was how Chief Priest left me. So I stood there for like 30 minutes before I saw my director come in and I asked him, what happened? Where is Chief Priest? I was coming down, I saw the security didn't see anything. So I was coming down slowly.
Let me just play the last 1 minute end of it.
To be up to today.
Ladies over 100.
And then you guys can go watch it on Very Dark Man page if you want to. Let's see the conclusion.
Now, this question I want to ask you, maybe I will ask you another day. How many minutes is that video now?
30 minutes, 44 seconds.
30 minutes, 44 seconds. I will ask you now, I'll ask you another day.
You can ask me.
No, I'll ask you now, I'll ask you another day. I wish I can see that boy with the dread.
But me, I don't know him. Why will I see him? His police will provide him on me or Adu Adausha. I don't even know him. I don't even know anybody in the house. That's why anytime about tell me, Prime, come now. I don't come and be staying with me. I'll tell him I have my own family. You can see I have family, so I can't just leave my wife. I can't leave now. I just don't let me say that here. So I can't just abandon my family and say I should be living with you. But anytime you need me, don't worry, call me. If it's midnight, I will figure it. I will come there.
Okay, so what I'll do in this video now, I'll tell you to cut this one. Hold on, you cut it.
Cut this one so that there can be a part 2 and a sequence or a sequel so that you guys can come back and watch. Outside of me creating this content, this was a waste of time. I'm so sorry for wasting you guys' time. Did you find out what the truth is? Did you find out some kind of truth in this? You think Very Dark Man is the source of truth? Oh Lord, I says, what did I do? Is this guy still on my screen? No, listen, we have some other stories to cover. He did not tell us anything as usual. It's just a waste of time. But maybe someday, maybe the person that will find out the truth of what actually happened to Mohbad will be a very dark man. So let me ask you guys a quick question. Likelihood. On a scale of 1 to 10, what's the likelihood that very dark man will get to the root of this issue someday? Let's just pretend that there's no open case in court. By the way, the case is still open in court. The only person that will always bring it back will be very dark man until we get to the bottom of it. On a scale of 1 to 10, what are the chances that very dark man will get to the roots of what happened to Mohbad on that day? We've had 2 interviews so far. Sam Larry, why do you think we haven't had an interview with Naira Marley yet? Why do you think that we haven't seen Mohbad and Naira Marley yet? Because there's an interview with Naira Marley coming. Okay. And it basically says 0. Uncle Patrick, good to see you, sir. Chaos Merchant, this poor man's family have to keep reliving their tragedy. What are the chances from a scale of 1 to 10 that he will come out with something solid for us? Maybe we will now finally get justice for Mohbad. In fact, the other day I saw a video that looked like it was refreshing old interview of Iyabo Ojo speaking to the matter, like she was speaking to Mohbad. Everybody don't rest. Toto Dike has rested. Iyabo Ojo has rested. But somebody said, no, we have to get to the root of it. So the title of this video says, VDM uncovers Mohbad's final truth. I should put a question mark in front of that. But hit the like button. Hit the like button. Let's get into some other stuff for the day. Hit the like button. I beg. I'll be right back. I'm hanging out, guys. I'm hanging out.
It's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
Issue because you've made a post consecutively about her. It seems there's something you know that we don't know, because for you, I know you as a person because I've studied you. I've seen that you're someone that's very principled and you don't go for who you don't think you want to go for. So tell us about Rita. What exactly is her issue?
Very good. When the FFK thing came out, okay, Rita went to Link and tried to convince him to stay away from me because I sleep with politicians. I have never even kissed FFK. FFK and I were friends. I thought on the side of Precious when things happened. Everybody on Facebook who has followed me know I support women, and I will fight any man who bullies a woman. That's just
this same Rita, this same actress that did all that.
Yes. Yeah. So my thing with her is she's always trying to show she's someone. Be yourself. You post something and you say, I pushed myself on a man, number one, excuse me. And then second, you say, I was the one who posted Leo and somebody else's number. I don't have Leo's number. I've never had Leo's number. So she turned it around just so that she could gain support from May Nation.
Oh, wait. So you mean everything she's doing was because she wants to gain support from May Nation?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because she knows, Rita knows, I am not the one who published anybody's number. When that number was published, somebody within the group sent that thing to me. I still have it, Uche. All these people, Rita, they follow Rita. So how can you say you are a woman who has a conscience and you throw me under the bus and lie for? And you're coming across as if you really care? Nah.
So Rita is the one behind all these things.
Yeah. witchcraft.
That's witchcraft. That's witchcraft.
That's witchcraft. And at some
And
point,
she's making it look as if she's supporting May. She's supporting the family. Meanwhile, she's the one going behind to scatter everything.
Correct. That's witchcraft. That is witchcraft. I've done nobody wrong. If anything, I've loved a man and I was there for him.
Oh, my show.
I don't appreciate the family throwing me under the bus.
I
know how Link introduced me to his family. He said somebody who has supported me in every way. At some point, I asked Link, I said, is it because I'm Yoruba? Link said, yes, he believes so. What? Why? Why?
Because you're Yoruba, and he said he believes so.
You're saying now, there's a particular actress. I think she's an AGN chairman of one of the Southeast states. I think she mentioned something about Auntie Rita, that if she opened a secret to the world, that she will run. So now you're now corroborating that story that she's why is she doing like this?
I don't know. And my own thing is, leave. Why then come? Maybe she thought I was going to keep quiet. Why then come and throw me under the bus? And I want to say something. I don't care what kind of power she has. I and many churches are praying for me. She should bring it on. She shouldn't think I'm just a woman sitting here in the United States that don't know what's up. She should bring it on.
So
we are all praying.
The first time Rita is doing this, it started way back at FFK story. Femi Fandekayode, right?
Yep.
To that Rita issue because
breathe.
All right, let me see what you guys think so far. Let me come to what you guys think so far. Honestly, I'm done. Let's see. Let me just read your comments. I'll do that and then we'll continue. As to Mohbad's story, Kemi says nothing solid is coming from his search. We shall see. We're patient, right? We'll always come back to it if it makes any sense. Let's see. Shout out to Toby and Tribe. Uncle Patrick, I see you, sir. Let's see. Oh, Kudaya said, I think Auntie Kemi Olun lawyer was also thinking in line with VDM. She believes that Mohbad wife has a hand in his spy. Uncle Dayo, is that a compliment to VDM or an insult? If you're comparing his line of thought alongside with Auntie Kemi Olun lawyer, is that a compliment or an insult? That's just where my brain went straight. I'm not sure. Because I don't know, Auntie Kemi. God help me. Abby says, such an odd comment. Who says I've never kissed X in defense? So odd. I missed that. Dr. Kemi is VDM's biggest fan. She says it all the time. Oh, I don't follow Auntie Kemi like that too. There's only so much I can follow Auntie Kemi so that my brain cells don't dry up. Jesus Christ. This is Rita already had the support of May Nation. That's what Abby said. Babes will say, what's the difference between Kemi and VDM? No truth will come out of their mouth. And that's why I don't know. Okay, let me just continue. Abby said, I'm so emotional right now. This is Asaba Nollywood. This is what I was thinking. I was thinking the Nigerian internet will like everything is like a Nollywood story for them. You know, they're always looking for the end of the road where the boss man is killed and the after wins the whole story. Nigerians are always looking for this, so I'm not surprised with their line of thought with this story sometimes. Kemi said, oh my god, this woman actually thinks she's defending herself by over Shalaye. People will believe what they want no matter what, and speaking against the Rita woman family makes things worse for herself. Shout out to Kemi for picking that up. That's what I was trying to say, but it wasn't coming. That's why I said let me come to the chat. It wasn't coming. You notice I was playing Shalaye a couple of times. I said like, this auntie right here. What is the timeline, please? I'm confused. Patrick, Uncle Patrick Jare, Uncle Patrick says, Yinka should just go and sit down. She has gazillions. I, in all our sentences, self-acclaimed person. You never enter the family. Gbasgbos don't start. Definitely a troublemaker. It's obvious. Now, for someone like her, she might not understand why we see her as troublemaker and she's so obvious. Now, it's very easy to blame Yule for Yinka. Yinka, Yule has more than enough atrocities committed, but nah, I think Yinka is a troublemaker. That's the verdict. Yeah. What do you mean? I don't know. I don't even know what I mean, but that's how I see it. But I'll wait for you. Remember a few days ago, she was supposed to go inside and it is the end. She will not come out again. But somehow, this guy right here, Uche, was able to pull her out. Yeah. A lot of things she said could have been backed up with evidence. Alas, she brought none. She brought none. Yeah. The truth is that no one has been able to solve the mystery of Mohbad, and if you have people like VDM or Dr. Kemi making claims to have evidence, then let's find out. I'm patient, Okudayo. We'll go day here. I'm patient. Hopefully you're right, you know. Hey, yeah, she's so heartbroken. Chidima, you're not right. You ain't right. Evidence that Wunmi is the prime suspect. We've gone past that one now, guys. Twitter noisemakers don't have evidence of murder. That is lawlessness and putting people in danger. They still haven't produced anything but chaos and clicks. I don't know, man. This lady Yinka needs to stop talking. Exactly, they've dragged her into their Asaba mix. She's in America and she actually has time to be doing all this. Precisely why she has time. She probably has a 9-to-5 job and no more children to take care of. And this is what she's find herself engaged in. Who's going to tell her to stop now? I doubt if she's going to listen. I'm only saying this to the Prestige family. You can't explain yourself out of the monitoring spirit. It's not going to happen. Okay, you will just end up in McDonald's.
You will end up in McDonald's.
All right, you will end up in the para with the rest of them. There's more than enough to go around, though. More than. With that being said, I think we should move forward to some other stories. That's our headline story for today. Simply, I'll be very honest with you. Why I made it the headline story. I'll be very, very honest with you. When I woke up today, I noticed that Uncle Bernard had done a 3-hour, which I'm yet to catch up on. A 3-hour. Then I also noticed that the Mom of Five scheduled a show for later. These are the people in my feed. These are all fantastic content creators. Please be supporting them. Okay. And I'm like, let me see. Then I look Instagram, I see like small clips. I'm like, what are they talking about? When I saw, I was like, But there's one more clip. Let's see. One more clip here on Linda AKG blog. Let's see if we can capture maybe some extra details that we missed on the first one. Maybe, you know.
When Link's Instagram account, at that time we were in a relationship, a very quiet relationship. When somebody hacked Link's Instagram account, I was the one who retrieved it for him.
Oh, such a good person. Oh.
That was when he wrote there, an intelligent friend helped him. I was actually the one who retrieved it for him. So May saw that and she requested my number.
So she requested your number.
Oh,
absolutely 100%. I still have the WhatsApp chat. I kept it.
Evidence. She has receipts.
She has receipts. We believe your word. We believe.
Okay.
She has receipts.
And because it was May, I don't like people sharing my number. Because it was May, I said, absolutely give it to her.
Yes.
I said, whatever I can do for her,
Such
I will do it. And without totally disclosing the help she needed, which was related to the internet.
Internet.
Oh,
I gave her.
She reached out to you for a favor.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. You know, and I helped her to the best of my ability. Now, I'm not sure if she really likes the help, but God knows I helped her to the best of my ability.
She did.
So
I believe her.
naturally, all this started when I liked Judy's babies. I've never talked to Judy in my life.
Oh,
I don't have
never talked, never met yourself. Okay.
Jesus is my witness. I've never talked to her. I've never talked to y'all.
Did you send some
never
gifts?
talked to any of them in my entire life.
Like a Range Rover toy.
I have never talked to that man. I know they've called me Lady A. I'm like, really? As old as I am, if I want to give a gift, I'll give it in my name. I don't have to use a pseudo.
Oh, she was a Lady
to give a baby
A
gift.
who sent the gift.
Or anybody a gift. I'm not that kind of person.
Queen May Nation people. So somebody sent a gift under the pseudo Lady A, and we just assumed that it was Auntie Yinka. Let's continue.
So all I did was I'm going to be neutral from now on. I don't want to hate anybody. I don't want to point fingers. When I saw that baby, I liked that baby. I wrote stuff. And I'm not going to lie. A few people attacked me. And I'm the kind of person, Uche, you attack me, I will keep what happened. When links...
So you are the kind of person, if you attack me, who's you? Monitoring spirit. Queen May Nation, somebody is holding this account. Queen May Nation said all this shalaye on top triumph version engagement. She was truly engaged to this man. She was making an attempt at love again. You kept the WhatsApp chat for a reason. That means you had in mind a day like this would come. You dey gather evidence for trouble, chai. That's a very, very good thing to pick up.
Explain, because no evidence.
When you talk long enough, you will tell on yourself. That's a very nice one for someone to pick up. Someone said, it's given when two full-blown with a jam for junction. They discuss with Milo Pangolo for neck. Who is the weary? Uche? These people. The internet is vicious. Somebody say, I love May, but I am trying to understand this woman's pain. Logical, analytical people. They want to... It's not that simple. This woman, there's no way she has offended anybody. She didn't do anything wrong. So why should she be collecting in this internet street when she didn't do anything? Sorry. If you didn't do anything wrong, you should not collect. This is logic according to Nigerian internet. If you did not do anything wrong, there's no collect.
Jesus is Lord.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
Why was that short? I used to have a longer version. I was trying to rest. Oh God. All right, let me there's some comments here. The comment does the magic. I can't believe any sane person will go on this guy's platform. Trendy stories, now your mates. All these talks on top 2 weeks engagement. This is the reason why I respect Queen May. She doesn't have time for too much talk. All she said is that God will judge both of you. Now a bunch of other people just start to collect left and right. Just because one human being says God will judge, the Bible says vengeance is mine. Oh, you didn't know.
He shock you.
You didn't know how powerful that scripture was, right?
I never spelled it.
If you say God will judge both of you, you mean it, and you're willing to walk away and mean it. This is how it works. Not only the two people will collect, anything that entangles wrongfully, even if they didn't do anything wrong.
Sorry.
Okay, all right, I'll stop. Okay, I'll stop. Yeah, she said Jesus is a witness. Do you Nigerians? Jesus is my witness. It is just the truth. This is just fact. You know, Abby said we need physical fitness, not spiritual witness. Wala. Let me see. I say Antique Benuson. I say you're not a fan of this lady, huh? Instead of her to move on, she keeps shalaying. Yeah, the shalaye thing is a problem. Why some women get dumb as they age? I think that's across the board though. Some people, you know, the truth of us comes out more the older we get. Okay, so if you have never really done any work on yourself as a person, you know, you are, the younger you are, okay, this is a bell curve, so it's not an absolute. The younger you are, the more you're able to sugarcoat things, right? But once you get into that 42, 43, 45, 55 age range, you've seen it all. You just, you know, you just quote unquote tell the truth, right? Basically, you're telling the truth of who you are. you're telling us the truth of who you are, right? You're revealing more of, you know, that part of you that can cover up a little bit and sugarcoat, and that part dissipates, right? So you're basically exposed to who you are more. And yeah. Blind date, first meeting, engagement. No wonder she was swept off her feet. Oh, you picked that up. That's what happened. I know. She was attempting at love again. That's all. With that Uche guy now, with a guy. Chidima saying Yinka. How many times did I call you? All you had to do was keep quiet. That's all you had to do. Will you keep quiet? More. You know how difficult it is to keep quiet. And Chidima, you know how difficult it is to keep quiet. Especially when you feel attacked. It's one of the most difficult things for human beings to do. Yinka Zukwanu Ike, have you not learned from May how to move in silence? I know firsthand how difficult it is. It's very, very difficult. Very difficult, you know. But that's how God gets us, you know. That's how he gets us. He knows that we have the urge. We have the urge. It comes from inside. Like you're not sure. It's like, oh, like you just, excuse me, sorry. That was disgusting.
We go explain, because no evidence.
Anyway, I think we should allow this Auntie Yinka thing to rest for now. And in 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, she will come back and do some more shalaye. Do me a favor, hit the like, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified when we go live. We have some other stuff to cover. Let's move on. Shall we? I'll be right back. I'm hanging out. I told you, right? I'm hanging out. I'm chilling today.
Girl, it's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
And young women, you know, marriage is wonderful if you find the right person, but it is not something you should aspire to. I'm sorry. Aspire to making yourself learn more. Aspire to being able to pay your own bills. Aspire to more self-confidence for yourselves. Don't aspire to marriage. You cannot waste your life looking for a man to marry you. Face your front. Be the best that you can be, and that man will come. But it should not be something you aspire.
I mean, excellent writer, great legacy. She's an amazing woman, but I disagree. I think she's conflating desperation and aspiration. It's possible for you to aspire to get married without being desperate about being married. And it is fine for you to aspire to get married. I mean, the Bible says that two are better than one. God looked at man and he said, it is not good He made a definitive statement. It is not good for a man to be alone. I'll make him a helpmate. That was a conclusive statement. It wasn't an opinion. So it's okay to aspire to be married. I mean, even when you look at the stats, married people live longer, married people have less health complications, married people make more money, married people save more money, married people have more fulfilled and happy lives. You can check the statistics say that. So what part of this should one not aspire to have? That you have somebody you can trust with your life, somebody that is your safe space, somebody that loves you the way Christ loves the church, a union, a synergistic complementary union that lets you both shine in your areas of grace and in your calling. How is that not something to aspire to? I mean, even the aspiration of marriage motivates you to be a better person. So because you know you're going to get married to someone, you work on yourself, you prepare yourself. So I really don't know how marriage is not an aspiration. You cannot be a Christian and say marriage is not an achievement. We need to be very careful. We can dissuade people from being desperate without telling them things like, don't aspire to be married.
And young women, marriage is wonderful if you find the right person, but it is not.
All right, that's that. Quick question for you guys. Now, before I go into my questions. This is an interesting one. CHIAMAMANDA versus Solomon BUCHI. Solomon BUCHI, who is he, Seth? It's a social media commentator, something like that, That's who he is, But I wanted to know what you guys think about that conversation. Wait, somebody came out of nowhere. Tranquil Pulse said, must CHIAMAMANDA say everything? Is that not why we have brains? She's not against marriage. That's a good point. But let me read your comments first, then we'll talk about it. One thing is obvious here. Solomon, I'm not a big fan of Solomon. There's certain things he chimes in on that I disagree with him. And there's certain things that he chimes in on that I agree with him. For the most part, when it comes to the family structure, I tend to agree with him. But I don't think it's as simple as agreement to disagree as usual. I like to shed light on why I agree or disagree. Well, anytime I disagree with him, I don't shed light on it. I don't care. But when I agree with him, I like to shed light on it because I understand a lot of disagreement with him is coming from a good place. It's coming from a good place of concern why people might push against him, particularly when it comes to family and marriage. And I like to spell it out so that we can get to where we need to get to in these conversations. The reality is that both sides of there's an active gender war going on, and both sides of the gender are coming up with cookie cutter one-liner talking points that are very, very dangerous. When it comes to the men's side of things, men are repeating talking points that is dangerous for them. The same thing with women. Both sides are doing it. So I like to spend some time on this kind of stuff to really highlight where I'm thinking from, not so you can take it, but so you can see maybe a fresh perspective to things. And then make up your own what you think about it. I'm always here for that. So now that I've done that shalaye right there, no evidence. Okay. Anyway, let's move on. No, let me be respectful. As I say, Yinka no way there again. Tranquil Pulse says Auntie Yinka will shalaye herself into madness if she's not careful. Back to single setting. Back to labor's market. Since you didn't have sense, or you have to move with wisdom always. Just in life in general. How much more when you're trying to do life, you're trying to do marriage, family with another person, particularly a person you don't really know yet? Is it because she's long distance? No, everybody that say I do don't know what they're doing. You're getting to know a person for a lifetime, which I think is a good move. It's a risky move, but I wouldn't call it risk particularly. I would say a move of faith, right? Because you really don't know that person. So it's probably best to not approach it with, I too know. I know it all. It's probably not a good idea. Yeah, it's not a good idea. I think Yinka did that. Even at the age of at the age of what? How old is she? 52? Something like that. I guess she guess what? She collects.
Sorry.
Because she wanted to attack monitoring spirit. It's a bad idea. Bad idea. Without knowing what she was doing. Anyway, it's real. It's real. Heartbreak is not your mate. Hell had no fury like a woman scorn. See another blunder on Nigeria's social media space. Solo Makinde, Solomon Bushmeat. You guys, Solomon BUCHI. Take it easy on him. Tired of him. Take it easy on him. We're getting somewhere here. He had something to say. He had something to say to CHIAMAMANDA. All right. This one that literally look for a girl because of accent. Is that what he said? I think he said something stupid like that in the past, right? I don't remember, but I think he said something like that. Solomon be making some blunders, but when it comes to family, I think he's a very smart young man, intelligent young man. He's gonna make some really good things out of himself. He's pivoting as he's going. That's okay. Let's allow room for growth in somebody's life, eh? What's up, group of I disagree, Uncle BUCHI? Well done, no, with all your English that went to Harvard. Must Chiamanda say everything? Is that not we have brains? She's not against marriage. She clearly was not against marriage, you know. But as I always said, there's some small poisons in some of our rhetoric. And that's what I want us to use this to pay attention to. Solo the Noah. Social media blunder that has successfully schemed his way to. Oh God, you guys are attacking this young man. Marriage is still not a ticket to heaven, even though God Almighty encourages marriage.
Child, there is God. Oh.
You guys. Marriage is very, very important. Marriage is very, very important. To continue to encourage at a society level. Very, very important. Okay, because if we don't encourage it, we need to now start to look at what is the downside of that, right? And every time, a lot of time, you're not necessarily discouraging it, but there might be small poisonous things you say that is actively discouraging it. It might not be your intention. Intentions are overrated. You have to pay attention to not nitpick every word you say, but in certain things, yes. Okay, so sometimes I nitpick, sometimes I'm like, no, I can just look at the overall thing and say, no, I disagree with that, right? But there's some things that start to become important and we need to so Ola, get to where you are trying to go. Tell us what you are trying to say.
You're right.
Okay, you're right, because obviously you made up your mind, but me, I will still say what I want to say, Sha. I will still say what I want to say. Don't worry. We have to be patient. You have to be patient. But let's get back to what they were saying, because honestly, it was a lot of English between him and CHIAMAMANDA. The English was a lot. Okay, so let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Not something you should aspire to. I'm sorry.
Okay, what she said is marriage is not something you should aspire to. Solomon BUCHI in his caption said, don't aspire to marriage? ? I disagree with CHIAMAMANDA on this. You can see his mouth, his body language already. Like, Auntie, why do you feel the need to say that? Tell us, give me a good reason why you're advising people not to aspire to marriage. Okay? Say, just to add that you cannot have a great marriage if you do not aspire. You know, at this point, the whole internet went into what is aspire, right? Is that even a good thing or not, right? What good thing do you seek to have successfully in life that you don't aspire to? These are the questions that comes to mind. Okay? Well, these are the questions that comes to mind. What is aspire? Is that a good thing or a negative thing? Abi, it means being desperate. Being desperate for like me personally, I don't think anybody should be desperate for marriage, because marriage is not a do or die, personally, right? But is that what she was saying here, that people should not be desperate for marriage? Or she was actually saying, don't prioritize marriage? Oh, it gets deeper. Let's keep going.
To making yourself learn more, aspire to being able to pay your own bills.
Aspire to be able to pay your own bills. Oh, as with respect to what? Because anytime we say something, it needs to be as a frame of reference to something else for us to really make a meaningful meaning out of it, right? Because I could just say, don't marry. At some point, I say, what do you mean? Don't marry. You know what I mean, sir? Like, and don't marry. See, the same words. But one is injected with a little bit of condescension, maybe sarcasm. Maybe really what I want to say is that get your ass to go and marry right now. But I said, don't marry. But with my facial expression, maybe it doesn't have to be that deep. Maybe like, and don't marry. Right? The same words carry different meanings. Those underlying meanings, that's where the poisons are. Not the words, the meanings, the underlying meanings. That's where the poisons are. So sometimes you're speaking to gullible people and you don't mean any harm. Your intentions are great, but they read a different meaning to what you're saying. And that meaning they read to it is poisonous. Is that your responsibility? No, it is fully theirs. But when you're an influential person, an influencer at the level of CHIAMAMANDA or Solomon BUCHI, who in his own right has his own over 300,000 monitoring spirit. Check this out. 317,000 people follow this dude. Then you are responsible, right? It's just better to take some responsibility on how people interpret what you have to say. Aspire to confidence for yourself. You cannot waste your life looking for a man to marry you. When she said that, I'm like, oh, she's trying to say, don't waste your life looking for a man to marry you. Now, in America here, a lot of people believe that people go to college and they look for a husband. Not look for a husband, but they shine their eyes just in case there's a husband around the corner somewhere. So you see how that's a little different, right? But when people start to talk about this on the internet, it almost sounds like you're asking people to be desperate for looking for husbands in university. And so when black people compare themselves to the white people, they might say things like, they're always looking, but they're trying to say, no, they pay attention just in case there's a husband. Just in case you meet a husband, as opposed to, no. What do we black people do? Black people are like, no, including men, by the way. Don't pay attention. Don't worry about marriage for now. Make sure you get all your degrees. Make sure you go all the way to PhD before you worry about marriage. The parent that said that, did they say don't pay attention to in case there's a husband? They didn't say that. But sometimes you might end up with a child who might take that to heart, all the way to heart. And when they see anything that smells like a husband, said, no, Papi said no husband until after PhD. Except that Papi is not going to be husband after PhD. And Papi is, when he's after PhD, Papi will now say, when are you bringing any interesting friends you want to bring home? Show us your friends. You know, they're still not telling you anything directly. They're like, show us your friends. You know, make sure so that we get to know your friends. What they're trying, that's the pressure. That's the pressure. They're not going to tell you because they love you, especially a Papi that told you to wait until PhD before you shine your eyes.
Everything I do, I will. Pressure to what?
That's the pressure. The pressure will start subtly, right? By the second year, by the third year, they're like, hey, we would like to carry our grandchild once upon a time. It almost like it gets worse. And then sometimes they're not really pressurizing you. They might say, oh, there's a favorite prophet of ours that we used to know. Oh, that guy prayed for so many people. Many people have children. They have their family now. They have the pressure. The pressure.
Everything I do, I will. Pressure to what?
Pressure. So the pressure builds and builds and builds, and you're trying to tell her, can you, and then you go straight 2 weeks and you don't pick up mommy's phone because mommy will not stop saying all these subtle things that just make you feel some type of way. You don't want to admit it's sadness because it's not sadness, because after all, you're a big CHIAMAMANDA follower and you should not aspire for marriage, right? And you can't stand Solomon BUCHI because Solomon BUCHI represent pressure.
Everything I do, I will. Pressure to what?
Confusion everywhere. None of the two of them, CHIAMAMANDA nor what's his name, Solomon BUCHI, they didn't mean any harm. Their intentions were in the right place. One person say, hey, I don't want you to start receiving all types of pressure after your PhD. The other person saying, no, I don't want you to depend on a man. All great intentions. All of them are great intentions. Right? But, big old but. That's a big old but.
Oh my days.
Yeah. Village people. Let me come. Let me just read some of your comments before we continue. As I said, Solo meant harm. Kemi, you are right. Abby says, Kemi, you are right. That's what Solomon does. He comes up with controversial angles that go against feminism. His biggest customers are feminists on X. He enjoys riling them up for relevance. Okay. Toby and Tribe says, I don't blame CHIAMAMANDA. Nigerian mothers constantly push their daughters to get married and they end up stressed and make the wrong decisions. Just aspire to growth and a good life, whatever that means. Okay, all right, I'm with you. See, I'm on the fence. I love the fence here. I'm enjoying my fence. Ola is pandering to them because he wants panties in the DM. I'm enjoying, but at least you can think for yourself, right? Because there's no absolute here. There's pressure in the beginning, there's pressure at the end. Life is pressure, right? So intentions are overrated. Okay, intentions are overrated, or lack thereof are overrated. So there are poisons inside what everybody says. It is your responsibility to discern the poisons. Okay, it's your responsibility. On this topic, I skew more towards Solomon BUCHI's side, because aspiring for anything you want to do successfully, there is no what's the word, there's no alternative to it. Okay, there's no alternative to it. That needs to be said exactly that way. There's no alternative to it. Anything, you notice I just said anything you aspire to do successfully, there's no alternative to aspiring to it. But then it becomes a matter of semantics. If you don't listen all the way to what CHIAMAMANDA is saying, she literally just don't want you to be desperate, right? But what types of people follow her? A lot of people, they follow a certain type of people. You just said Solomon BUCHI riles people up because they follow because of the feminism, right? I think CHIAMAMANDA falls in the same category. It just happened to be the flip extreme side of it, right? CHIAMAMANDA identifies as a feminist. It's possible it's just disagreeing with that due to profiling, interpretation, and misinterpretation of that word. Yep, most of us have been taught to go to school before marriage, etc., before marriage, because there are priorities. Yes, absolutely, but some people misinterpret the priorities, right? For some reason, I believe Solomon BUCHI knew and understood the context CHIAMAMANDA was discussing. He just decided to say something, so it sounds right to some extent. No, I feel what he's feeling there. What I feel what he's feeling there is that he's taking it beyond just CHIAMAMANDA, right? It's not just CHIAMAMANDA. It's more so about people that would take what CHIAMAMANDA said at face value, right? At face value, maybe because they've aspired to marriage and the result of it hasn't been great. Right, so they feel the need to flip to extreme side. It's like, no, she's saying aspire, she didn't mean desperate. Okay, let's not even worry about that. You should aspire for marriage. If you have intentions to do marriage, intentionally and successfully at some point, you should absolutely aspire to marriage. And you should stay away from rhetorics such as marriage is not an achievement. Because wherever you heard that from, they might not mean how you're going to interpret it. They might be speaking from a different context entirely. Right? So the people that tend to go around the internet saying marriage is not an achievement right now, do yourself a favor, ask them and say, hey, tell me what you mean. Just have them talk a little bit longer, and then the truth will come out. Now tell them to, can you give me some examples? Give me some examples. And then you will notice that they are no longer coming from a place of innocence. And that's dangerous when we call something a move of faith, like walking, like you aspire for greatness, like you're an entrepreneur getting started. The person who has failed at building businesses come and start preaching to you and say, hey, that entrepreneurship nonsense, don't do it. 9 to 5 is safer. Don't do entrepreneurship. 95% of businesses will fail. And that's all you hear over and over and over again. And your spirit says, but I know that I want to be an entrepreneur. I am going to be one of the top 3% of entrepreneurs. Is it an entrepreneurship thing? No, it's the concept of don't allow people that have maybe failed to control your narrative. Should you learn from them? Yes, learn the things not to do. There are some specifics, not the overall. There's some specific moves that they made that wasn't beneficial for their journey. If you have time to find that out, find out what those things are, and then you learn from them, and then you get started on your own journey, okay? As opposed to say, entrepreneurship, hustle, the hustle culture is just dangerous. We shouldn't have kids leaving school to go and do entrepreneurship. That's a dangerous language too. That's also a dangerous language because our world, the civilization in our world were built on people that had audacity to push against whatever they call realistic, right? Anybody can just come and say, I'm just being realistic. Don't try that thing. Are they being realistic or they are projecting? Right? So it's not about CHIAMAMANDA. It's not about Solomon BUCHI. It's about what have you been listening to all along. Mario says, what does aspire mean? That would be a good point. Aspire, let's pull it up. I think I'm actually interested in knowing too. Aspire. Should I use ChatGPT or Google? Aspire definition. All right, so I see something here. Let's pull it up. Let's have it. All right, so let's address this one real quick. Okay, there you go. Aspire, direct, that's the first one that came up. Direct one's hope or ambitions towards achieving something. The keyword here is what? Hope? Is it hope or ambitions? Ambitious or achieving something. All right. So if we aspire for marriage, direct one's hope, or that means it's one or either the other one, right? Or ambitions towards somebody being ambitious about getting married, achieving marriage. What's the right answer to this one right now? Marriage is not an achievement. Abi, what's the right follow-up? Marriage is not an achievement, Abi. Do not aspire to achieve marriage. It starts to sound like witch hunt, like some kind of witchcraft statement, right? Let me see here. Let's go to the second one. Let me pull up the second one. Aspire, literary. They said literary means rise high, a tower. Okay, it's just a name or something? The name of a place. Let me see. And it's from the word Latin. From the word Latin to. Or spira. Or aspira. Okay. Alright. That word has taken on different meanings over time as well. Let me see here. Let me show you guys. It's taking on different meanings. What do you mean by aspire? To long, aim, or seek ambitiously, be eagerly desirous, especially for something great great or higher value. Okay. This one will go Shalaye tired. I'm not sure if I'm ready for it. Honestly, to be honest with you. Let me pull this one up. And then I'll just engage you guys. How about that? Aspire, this one right here. Check this one out. Aspire to long, aim, or seek ambitiously. Ambition is a keyword. Because that kind of gives it's a qualification, right? To eagerly desirous. Eagerly can also translate to desperate. Yes, it can, right? So obviously I would never agree that you should chase after marriage desperately. Obviously now, right? Especially for something great or higher value. Is marriage of greater value? Marriage is of greater value. Let's do like a quick poll here. This will be a good one. Marriage, 91% have hit my like button. I appreciate you guys. It's Saturday. Love it. I love it. Thank you guys for hitting the like button. We have 32 people watching live. Hit the like button. We're missing about 12 people. Hit the like button. Let's set up a quick poll. Marriage is of greater value than being single. All right, yes or no? Let's go for it. Let's have it. It's a trick question, actually. It's a trick question, so think about it properly before we continue. I think I don't need to keep playing that video. We've done it justice. I think we've done it justice. We have one more comment from Solomon BUCHI to cover. Then we'll continue. Let me see here. Come on, guys. It's a trick question. Full chest. Tell me what you mean with your full chest. Please tell me with your full chest. This is very, very important. This is very, very, very important. Okay? There's no right and wrong answer. The only thing that can be wrong in this is coconut head. Can't be, because sometimes you need a little bit of coconut head to live your own life. So that you don't just have the society just swinging you left and right and left and right. Sometimes you do. Just know what you're doing if you're swimming against the trend. Because if you don't know what you're doing, you can drown. Okay? Full chest. I'm waiting for the answer. I'm going to look at the answer in a second here. Full chest. Tell me what you mean, how you feel with your full chest. There's no right and wrong answer. There's no right and wrong answer. There's no right and wrong answer. I'm going to look at the poll and then we'll continue the conversation. Wow. Okay. How many votes? Let me see. Out of 6 votes. Come on, guys. Use the poll. 6 votes. I can't really tell. I'll use the poll, but I can't really tell from 6 votes. You know. But just give me how you mean so I can interpret it, because the poll will tell us more of the truth. Use the poll. We got 8 votes now. Use the poll. Let's get some words out here. Then I will just interpret it. Then we'll take you from there. Then I'll give you my own personal opinion. Then we'll take you from there. We've got some other stories to cover, by the way. Chilling. Let's see. All right. So I'll leave it hanging there for a few more minutes. Let me come to the chat. Abby said, does it mean that every year that passes you breathe out and say, oh, we've achieved another year? No, not necessarily, but it has an impact on your overall outcome in life. Not just you, but children. So at some point in the conversation, we also have to really put ourselves aside and just consider children, right? In fact, we do have the purpose. We have as part of our core here, we have purposes of marriage here. The 7 purposes of marriage. Romance. I put romance top because it's 2025. It's not 1967. Don't let anybody cajole you or manipulate you into marriage, because it's not about happiness. Life is about happiness. How about that? Don't let anybody say it's not about happiness and so you just go and get married anyhow. No, don't do that. One, romance, okay? Most places you go to around the world that people care to go to, arranging marriage is becoming more and more of an obsolete thing. You need to have a sense of attraction, not just physical, obviously, but be attracted to a person you're married to, because that will get tested anyway. So why not start on a good note? Number 2, companionship, of course. Number 3, family and legacy. So about children, remember? Children, if that's something you care for, right? Number 4, multiplying and nation building. It's not just about you. Again. Number 5, legal life hack. There's a legal life hack here, especially if you do it right. Especially if you do it right, okay? Life is tough. Life is very difficult. Life is tough. To just go at life alone is tough. But don't just use that and say, I'll just get with anybody. No, of course not, right? It has to be done right. Number 6, significance and recognition. It's a thing. It adds value to people. Obviously, not necessarily the value you think is value, but just society in general think of that as value. And number 7, personal growth. I'm just discovering myself. Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean? Discover yourself? You can discover yourself single if you're coming out of a relationship, yes. But you've never been with a person, you're discovering yourself, you're lying to yourself. Okay? You're lying to yourself. You know what? Discovering yourself as against what? What's the benchmark here? But you hear people say that all the time just to feel good in a short term. Some people are in a relationship and they need to stop the relationship in its track and discover themselves, yes. But it's because they're coming out of a relationship. If you've never been with a person and you've always been single and you want to discover yourself with respect to how you would operate in a romantic relationship, you need to put yourself out there and take some risk. Maybe for the first time in your life. Yeah, put yourself out there. Okay? You're not discovering yourself. You are afraid. You're scared shitless of life. You're not discovering anything new. All right, so those are the 7 purposes that we've identified here. They're all valuable. But all of those things will destroy your value if you don't do it right. Okay? All right, so let me see here. Let's see. All right, so Chinya said the first achievement in this contest is achieving getting married. The other achievement that comes afterwards is having a successful marriage, which is an ongoing until you buy it as a fact. I agreed with that. It doesn't end until you end, just like life, right? Chinya, but it was successful this year and isn't next year. So what next, 6? We address it at that point in time. That's just how it works. This, again, just like life, right? It's an institution. It's not a one-time event, right? The wedding is a one-time event. Yes, marriage is definitely of greater value, Chinya said. Mario says, what a disingenuous poll. Let's see how far it's gone. That poll is still going though. Wait, who is voting in and out? Somebody is changing their votes in and out. Somebody is playing with the poll in and out. I have 12 votes, but somebody is playing with it. Maybe 1 or 2 people can make up their mind. I'm going to go through the chat first, and then we'll come back to the poll. Let's see. MOP, put a third option, indifferent. No. That makes it easy. That puts confused people in the game. I don't want confused people in the game. Sorry. Please add it depends. Add it depends to the poll. This poll is wrong. No. I disagree. Anyway, marriage isn't always of greater value, please. You see, you are adding context to it. Leave the context out of it. Just look at that statement as is and give me your best answer. And if you can't, stay on the fence. Stay out of the poll, right? There's more than enough people staying out of the poll right now. I have 12 votes and about 30 people are watching. And that's fair. This is life, right? Sometimes some people need to stay on the fence, stay in the sidelines, right? You want to win in the game of life? You have to get out of the sideline. You have to get in the game. You have to take some risk. You have to put yourself out there. Nothing is guaranteed, of course, right? Yeah, that's life. I really like this. I really like this. Tranquil Pulse put a good marriage is of greater value. You're adding context. We don't need the context. Rest in Jesus' name. Than being single, which is why I put yes. She's a good marriage. That's why she puts yes. A good marriage. But we don't need the context. Right? A good marriage. See, when you add the context, you see how you say a good marriage and you end up with yes. Some people will say a good marriage is of greater value than being single, and that's why I'm going to put no. Think about that. Think about that. Right? So now when people are listening to CHIAMAMANDA and they interpret don't aspire for marriage as marriage is not an achievement, you see how that goes? There's going to be more than enough confused people in the audience. More than enough. So at some point, when their results in our society start to show confusion, people that are married are divorcing. People that are single, they are struggling to identify who is a good man, who is a good woman. They are threatening each other with gender war rhetoric on the internet. Don't you think we have to like start to choose a side, regardless of how confusing it might be? So even me, I like to be on the fence. That's my comfort zone because I believe in it depends. I think it's one of the most scary things for people to say it depends. But at some point, you have to be decisive when it comes to life. Because if you're not decisive, you can also easily become the devil's target. You can become a walking red flag if you're not a decisive person. All right, so Toby and Tri says value to woo. We all have different values. That's the depending thing. It depends on what does it depend? You're adding context. Me and you like this, but today is a little bit different. We're getting somewhere. I'm helping you guys now with the poll, but we'll read it in a second. Mara says she was talking about being a functioning adult. You're talking about being single. Okay, but she was talking about marriage. Okay, also in that same series of statements. So again, it depends on how you see it. Some people read. Me and you can be inside the same classroom, and we're hearing two different things. Don't we know that? We know that now. So let's keep it moving. I'm just reading the chat. Thank God I read this chat. So these are very interesting chats. So was marriage of great value to Annie DBI? Why? Because she had children or what? Let me start that. I might come back to that. That's a good question. Chia said, you continue to strive for the success and ongoing effort. The same thing you would do in your career, at your job, right? In your career, in life. Same thing, right? Just because you were successful last year doesn't mean you don't go get fired next year, right? So is it good to go find a job? That's a cheat sheet right there. Is it good to maintain a good career? No, you got laid off yesterday with all the Doge people. Doge entered the scene and destroyed jobs for everybody. People that thought they had secured federal jobs, they just got laid off. Having a good career may not be a good idea for people. What's the point of it since you can just get fired anyway, right? What's the point? I'm just making an argument. That's why the third option is necessary. No, if you're not voting, I already know you're on the sidelines. Okay, and that's fine. Women should not see marriage as an achievement, in my opinion. Now, so they start. Should men see marriage as an achievement? So now your statement creates another question. Should men see marriage as an achievement? Let me put that on the side here for a second. Should men see marriage? No, let me put it true or false. Let me frame it as true or false. Men should see marriage as an achievement. Hopefully you're answering with your personal belief. MOP, make the poll complete with third option first. You guys are relentless on this one. You didn't have to pay your bills because many Nigerian women can't afford their lives, which is what she was saying. Listen, I'm with CHIAMAMANDA. CHIAMAMANDA is a very smart, intelligent woman, and she's smart enough to know that some people are misinterpreting her words. In fact, there was a video. I forgot. There's a video some few months ago where some people were really like, some people said some things and she was like, I'm a married woman. Are you okay? And then suddenly some people felt disappointed. Why? Because she's a married woman. You never see anything yet. You'll be shocked.
I never expected it.
You'll be shocked how people interpret stuff. When you're an influencer, you do have to pay attention to people that might be misinterpreting your advocacy and things like that, which is why we should continue to have these conversations anyway. Making children the center of the achievement of marriage is what causes people to stay in a marriage that doesn't serve them, a marriage full of abuse. So there is making children the center of a marriage. There's also making children the center of a marriage. No, let me repeat that. There is making children the center of a marriage. There is making children the center of the underlying relationship in that marriage. Those are two different things. For every marriage, there's an underlying relationship, right? But marriage is what it is. It's marriage. Marriage, some people say, is a business. Many of them, they are right. Okay, depending on the context they are coming from. Sometimes they use it to manipulate people to stay just because. Never mind the underlying relationship, just stay. I disagree, right? So making children the center of the underlying relationship. An example, when your focus is just your children, you don't pay attention to your husband, because after all, he's a grown man and he's achieved what he wanted. He has a wife and a children. He doesn't need to be checked on, right? He doesn't need. He's a man. Just be a man. Are you a child? Just be a man, right? And if they ask you a question, would you choose your children over your husband? You say, I would choose my children. Maybe not you, but somebody out there is thinking that way, right? They will choose their children over their husband, right? And it's not necessarily the choosing, it's the mindset, right? So in that case, right, that woman, in the name of let's not do marriage because of children, they are actually choosing the children over. Context matters. It matters. So hopefully that addressed this point. I think this is good, something to highlight in this conversation. We owe it to society. Tranquil Pause, we owe it to society to produce and train healthy individuals. So you can just marry. You can't just marry anybody just because. I agree 100%. I saw one elderly actress, Binta Mogaji. I know her. That's Memuna. What else do we call her? We call her a different name too. Is that her name? Mogaji? Yeah, I know her. There's another name that we call her. Bintama said, ladies of 35 years and above without husband should look for someone to get them pregnant. What a crazy statement. Rada. Okay, so I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't advise anybody to do that, right? In the Garden of Eden, yes, marriage is of greater value. Just don't eat apple. Chidima, that's another angle entirely. Somebody actually brought up that example yesterday on this internet streets, and they brought that example up to, what was the person was trying to justify and forgot completely that Adam actually ate the apple too. The problem didn't start when the actual problem did not start when Eve started to get tempted or when she succumbed to the devil's temptation. The problem started when Adam did not have enough backbone, leadership backbone, to keep that household in order. That's when the problem started. Okay, wait, he said what? No, that's not the instruction from God. No. Wait, you ate what? Okay, give me the apple. Okay, we're gonna throw it away. What did he do? He did not have enough backbone. He followed his lady, and they ate apple together, and then they found out. Don't let us do Bible today. Let's leave it alone. On Instablog now, a man say them way view solo bush meat to UK. Kai, wait, what? I missed that. My pigeon is not that strong. Uncle Ola, I need the context to. We're here. We're getting through it now. On now, a man say that them way view Solomon Bush. I size. My pidgin is not that strong. What's Webio? You guys in UK might know what that is. What is Webio? Isa is true now, only to tell his DHL service provider that she's not the most beautiful and she's not the most intelligent. Yeah, he said it indirectly. He didn't know how to talk. I remember that story. He was talking too much. That's what happens when you talk too much. You will basically talk out of your ass. It's only a matter of time. But I think he loves his. I think he loves his wife. It's like somebody coming to me and saying, so when you first met, what did you think about your wife? When we first met, I didn't think she was a beautiful woman. You like me. Internet feminists will drag your balls. So that was something like that he said. I think he loves his girl though. Kemi said, MOP, when next you put up a poll that I'm not agreeing with, myself will sit on the fence. By the way, I voted marriage is a greater value in the context of a healthy marriage. Kemi, I'm trying to read your mindset. I cannot read your mindset if I give you a maybe depends. No, I cannot, because you will choose the fence. Okay. Abby says, that's actually my approach towards relationship. If you can work hard at your job, you can at your relationship. That's it. That's it, Abby. So simple, but yet difficult. If you don't collect for these streets, if you as a man have collected shege from a woman, you too, you will say you need a depend. Right? Gentlemen, right? If you as a woman, you have collected shege from a man, you will need a depend. You will need a depend. But no, I don't want to. I want to read your mindset. Now you guys are getting it. See, it takes time. It takes time. I think everybody should see a good marriage as an achievement so that we can all bring our best foot forward. See how that works. I didn't even read the poll yet. Abby said yes, marriage should be an achievement to men. How? Tell me. Tell me how. Tell me how. How should it be an achievement to men but not women? Tell me. Any small thing they still cry for women to help them. Shebi they said men are babies. Who said that? There's context. Tell me the rest of the context. Tell me the rest of the story. There's a reason why somebody said men are babies. Kevin, I'm with you. I followed your reasoning and voted yes, but next time I'm protesting. Yes, Ayo Mogaji, that's our other name. I was trying to remember. Thank you, Marriott. Yes, so we'll protest with MOP and chill on the fence. No, you know you have an urge to shalaye. You know you want to
explain because no evidence.
So I know how to sit on the fence. Most of you don't know how to sit on the fence. Yeah. Tell me how you feel. Tell me, don't just sit on the fence. There are people that have unsubscribed from this page because they never know which side are falling. Enjoying the solo husband. Oh, enjoying the solo house husband of UK. Drag on Instablog right now. Leave that man alone. I think he's a fine young man. You think he's evolving. That's what I think personally. I think you guys are going to grow to respect him in about 5 years, 10 years. Because I've seen him actually adjust certain rhetoric. I think he pays attention. I know people that don't pay attention. You see, very dark man. Very dark man. Hey, coconut head. That one, you get what you see. You see what you get. Whistle wig. You're correct, MOP. That has always been my position. There is no apple in the Bible passage. There's none, right? That's why I don't quote the Bible. Oh, Lord have mercy. I'm aware the fruit wasn't named. See, it's the fruit that wasn't named. I just used general. Oh God, shall I? You go explain. Explain because no evidence. You know, God love his destiny help. You guys are dragging because of his girl. Oh, may God help you. Everybody has been imported. Both sides of the gender has been imported, one way or the other. Oh God, he's now British. He posted his passport. Oh, congratulations to Solomon BUCHI. Now no go drag him tie like this. Marriott, because of the boat he wears on his head. All right, so are you guys finished shalaying? Because we're getting to it. I think you guys are tired now. I think you guys get the gist. I'll come to the poll in a second. Is that not what older people say? Men are like babies, aka as a woman, be dumb. No. Yeah, that's why when we say that, there are men that have literally taken women as children out of context because there's a dumbo on the internet who was saying it and didn't spend enough time adding context to what they're saying. And to be fair to them, it's hard to add context on these internet streets. You go just shalaye tired.
We go explain because no evidence.
You know, women are children, you know. I don't say that just to say its sake. I usually, if I've ever said anything like that or anything remotely close to it, I'll give an example of when my father-in-law was giving me a word of wisdom with regards to, because I was doing too much shalaye, I would say she did this, she did that, she did this, she did that. And at one point, the young man, he's a 60-year-old young man now, my father-in-law, great man, he now said, Ola, come here, okay, come here. He's basically saying that all these little things that you are nitpicking about your wife, you go shalaye taya. I said, why don't you think of her as, in case you haven't detected in the past 2 minutes, okay, not 2 minutes, maybe 60 seconds here, I didn't want to say the word. The words he used is that you have to treat women like 5-year-olds. At that time, I think one of my children were like 5 years old. One of my sons. I think it was like 5 at the time. He's now 15 years old. 14. And he was like, you have to treat like they're like 5. Like, there's a context to that. He's trying to say, hey, this guy, why are you addressing every small, you are ending up in argument every other day with your wife? There's a context to it. So now, how long am I going to, if I have to come and I put a title up and I spend the rest of the time talking about how women are like 5 years old, and I keep repeating it, the women like are 5 years old, right? It's natural that you guys will take an offense to that, right? So if somebody said men are children, I need you to tell me the rest of the story. They were trying to say something, and the same thing with when they say women are like dumb. Why would anybody say women are dumb? I would never say women are dumb. I expect to be dragged through the streets of the internet if I ever say that. So no, give me the rest of the story, Abby. Remember, try to remember. Please, I don't have 5 years for BUCHI. Give him 5 years. He's adjusting. Who will respect Solomon? I don't have forgiving spirit. To me, there's no difference between VDM and there's no difference between Solomon. Come on now. Anyway, let me see what the poll says. The poll ended at, let's see. Marriage is of greater value than being single. The poll, no. People said 58% of people say no. And 41% of the votes, 12 votes, said yes. How should we interpret that? Well, obviously, it's not going to be as simple as just agreeing with this, with the biggest side. The biggest side has said, no, marriage is of no greater value than being single. How should we interpret that? All right. Me and you have a choice here. We can just go with the greater side. 51%. 51% said marriage is of no greater value. Chidima says, interpretation, your poll is a scam. It's 12 votes. We can use 12 votes just for the sake of the conversation. At 6 votes, it would have been very difficult for me to interpret it. But 12, I think I can rock with 12, considering that we're only 30 here hanging out. How should we interpret that? Should we just go with the greater side? Maybe we should look deeper into it. What is the wise thing to do? What is the wise thing to do here? Should we go with the greater side of that poll? And if you're watching this later, I want you to also participate. Just tell me what you think about that poll. What is the wise thing to do? We're all scientists in 2025. It just makes sense. Let's just go with stats and facts. Facts all day long. Greatest achievement of them all. Just be a scientist. The fact is the truth. You can't argue with the facts. The fact says the statistic. There was a study that was done on a channel, on a YouTube channel called Man of Prestige, which shows that marriage is becoming something obsolete. People no longer care about marriage anymore.
Don't care, don't care, don't care, still don't care. I don't care, I don't care.
People don't care about marriage anymore. They just want to impregnate people. They just want to receive impregnations.
Funke!
Why did that call Funke? Do you know that video? That video that just said Funke. That video is from a prank. The boy, the 16-year-old boy at the time, he must be about 67 now. He pranked his dad that he had impregnated a person. How should we interpret this now? Solomon BUCHI don't die. How should we interpret this? Should we go with be scientist and go with the greater side? Solomon BUCHI and CHIAMAMANDA studies was conducted using once upon a time in 2025 Solomon BUCHI versus Mario, do you know how you guys used to quote cases from 1967? Solomon BUCHI's from the case of Solomon BUCHI versus CHIAMAMANDA. Once upon a time, the study was conducted with some very, very intelligent ladies and gentlemen. About 12 of them conducted. It's a full jury size, right? And they voted unanimously. Marriage is no longer important. We don't need a judge. There's no need for sentencing. Let's just go with that.
He shot you.
What did I miss? We don't care. We don't care about marriage.
Don't care, don't care, don't care, still don't care. I don't care, I don't care.
What should we do now? What should we do? Let me see. Let me. I'm trying to come to the top of the chat where I left off. What is Sorolo? Okay, all right. Let me read this Abby's comment. There is no story, Uncle Ola. It's a common advice amongst Nigerian women, often from one older Nigerian woman to a younger. There's always say men are like babies. You see why it's poisonous, right? Because if you are not capable of taking the time to go through the context of what that is, people are going to. It's poisonous. It's bad. That's why we're here to analyze all these things all the way down to as far as we can, because shalaye we go shalaye tired last because some people are going to get what they're going to get. They're going to interpret what they're going to get. So always forgive. First of all, forgiveness is not something you can manipulate people to do. If they pretend they forgive you and it's not real, you go collect. Wise thing to do, take your L and go. Now I can dig deeper into your taking your L. What does that mean? I could say, let me take my L with the H. Let me take my L. Go for big. Let me take my L, right? And say, okay, people no longer value marriages. Let's just conclude. Or why don't they value marriages? And then we'll continue our shalaye. We can ask why they don't value marriages, and then we'll continue. Or we can just conclude, when in fact, they might just be speaking from a place of emotion. It's because I did not put the word depend. If I had put the word depend, would that number be as good as 51%? Think about it. Think. If I had put the word depend, answer me in the chat. Would that number be as great as 51%? Be honest. Be honest. We grew up on that advice that men weren't held accountable. No, they are. Men are accountable. If I go with society, men are the most to be held accountable. They can't afford to be stupid. Women can afford to literally be stupid. We will save them, literally. We might not save them as a wife, but we will save them as a society. Right? Think about it like this. If a woman is hanging out on the street and she's on the floor in front of our building over there, right? And she's naked. We will cover her. Maybe not even naked, but she's acting kind of erratic. We will cover her. If a man is acting erratic, we will close our doors and call the police. If a woman is acting erratic, we're like, what's going on with that? You see, men are accountable. They don't have to choose to be accountable at the society level. If we're going to talk general, if we're talking about in a relationship level, then we have to bring it down to that specific relationship. Okay, men in fact cannot afford to be stupid, because that's why these numbers is showing these numbers, because women are dumping them left and right, and it hurts once they get, it doesn't hurt before they get dumped, but it hurts when they see the statistics, and yet they're not reading the statistics properly. They say 70% of women are initiating divorce. Okay, why? It's not just as simple as they just don't want family. Why? We need to get to the root of the conversation. So the real answer is it depends, but I didn't want that in the poll. I didn't want that in the poll because I wanted to pick your mindset. The mindset we're reading here is that people don't collect.
Sorry.
That's what the poll tells me. That's my interpretation. Una don't collect. Relationship is tough. The dating pool is a cesspool. That's what they said. Marriage is very common. I'm Yoruba and Igbo, and it's on both ends. Can't speak for any other tribe. Is marriage obsolete, or your 12 voters are telling you people's existence, married or single, is not lower than the other? I think I'm already interpreting it. It's telling me people don't collect. So when people have had experiences, it of course skews their mindset in a certain direction, but it doesn't change what they want, though. Apostle Moya, this campo, it doesn't change what they want. What they want is still what they want, you know. People care about, but they are not putting on their head like gala again. Yes, I agree with that. It will be a tragedy for any generation to discard marriage. That's where we are. Sexual liberation. People are knocking, but they don't want to be married. They are afraid of getting married. What do you think that creates? Your guess is as good as mine. They are knocking. They are knocking recklessly. Many of them are not even strapping it up, but they are knocking recklessly. They're in relationships, sometimes in multiple relationships at the same time. They want to be free, egalitarian, right? I like freedom too, don't get it twisted. Now, should I be in the pursuit of freedom? Absolute freedom, but just freedom. That's what this generation, Gen Z generation, Marriott and Abby and them, that's what they're chasing. Just freedom. Just allow people to do what they want to do. Do you, boo? Do what works for you. Shout out to Abby and Marriott. I just felt like picking on you guys. People care about marriage, but they are not putting on their head like gala again. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. Which women did you save in Nigerian society? The ones with the highest maternal mortality rate in the world? Stop playing. Don't drag me to Shalaye now. I beg. It's really unfortunate. There are a lot of factors that contribute to that, such as the messaging on the internet, and it seems like a lot of people do not have role models to emulate. Absolutely. And they will also listen to just 2 minutes of this video where I announce the end of the poll, and they will go and create 100 contents on the internet without understanding what's going on. That's what's going on. The social media. Can we now blame social media? Nope. Social media is just a tool, a double-edged sword. It cuts both ways, right? It's up to you. You can be coming to Prestige Family. You can go and be consuming toxic. It's all up to us. What is in your feed is what is in your feed. You know, I can't control it. I can only push content out, and hopefully you are hungry enough for this type of content, right? Marriott, Uncle Ola keeps forgetting he's 1 out of 10 Nigerian men. Nigerian men do not save women. There's so many fine men out here. I can't even stress this enough, Abby. So many fine men. Really 1 out of 10? At that point, I need to speak to you. What kind of circle do you have around you? There's so many fine Nigerian men. No, don't get me wrong. There is a sector out there. There's someone's circle out there that number is true. That number is true. But there's so many other sector, and I'm not even talking family. I'm talking about just your surrounding. Just look at the last 20 people that called you on your most recent calls. He probably should tell you everything. He should tell you, look at the last 20 Nigerian men. And if this number is still true, then we need to talk, Abby. Oh, there are many people that feel that way, by the way. Maybe individual, not society-wide in Nigeria, Sha. MOP, that poll has caused you to shalaye. I know. The poll, it has. Your interpretation is correct, man of proceed, but you're also generalizing. Of course, this is public platform. This is why I say, hey, maybe you talk to me on a personal note, because I still generalize. Last. The average Nigerian woman will choose a bear before a Nigerian man. Don't let me do another shalaye. Let me leave it alone. At this point. Nigerian men are some of the worst in the world. It's not me that said that. I think Ugandan women disagree. I think South African women disagree. I think Kenyan women disagree. And I'm not talking about CP's baby mother. Guess who would agree with you? An average Nigerian woman. Go figure. An average African American woman feels like the worst men in the world is the average African men. Let me even flip it for you. An average African man feels like the worst women in the world are black African American women. Oh, we're getting somewhere. Let me leave it alone. Egbami, I'm not even Gen Z. All right, it's okay. I'm Gen Z too. We're in the Gen Z generation. It's okay. Abby said, well, it's a whole lot. I personally have a lot of marriages to look up to, including my parents' marriage, thankfully. However, even a lot of parents' marriage were toxic. I think you should highlight your parents' marriage more. We should do more work on highlighting them. Yeah, thriving on society norms only, no real love. The internet social media is loud. Let me ask you a question, Abby and Marriott. Were you on myspace.com? Did you have a profile on myspace.com? Or High Five? Is it High Five? I think High Five, yeah. Were you, just answer and then we'll come back to it. Just tell me if you want, is it High Five? There used to be a platform called High Five, right? I think so. But let's just go with myspace.com. Did you have a profile on myspace.com? Before there was Facebook, before 2004. I'm getting somewhere here. Okay? Getting somewhere here. I'm gonna just highlight that, see if we can come back to it. Let's see. Uncle Patrick says your poll result was determined by what category of audience? Single, married, or divorced category of audience? We tell your poll. Yes, intentionally. I think it's a yes. But I did it intentionally. Nigerian men are fine until you get closer. It's either they lack emotional intelligence or one thing or the other. Nigerian men, you see your life outside? You see your life? Those of you that are enjoying marriage because you did the work, you don't have time for the internet and social media. I know, I understand. I get it. But what can we do now? What can we do for the Gen Z? Leave my life alone and come and start creating content. I don't know, What can we do? Maybe we can do, maybe I can do like a seasonal podcast every year. I'm thinking aloud. You guys encourage me if you want me to do it. And find 13 fine Nigerian gentlemen every year that have at least, what should we do, like 5 years or 8 years? 5 or 8 years. They said the average marriage is 8 years, right? Maybe they've had at least 8 years. In their personal opinion, they think there's room for improvement, of course, but they're not doing too badly. And I can assess it. I'll see they're not doing badly, and they can spend an hour with me, and then we could do like a yearly seasonal 13 episodes. Maybe, if I get enough encouragement, I might do something like that. But I know too many of them, And if I didn't know too many of them, they can refer. There's a new podcast called Afropolitan. And what they do at the end of every podcast, they'll say, "What do you think we should have on?" They do like Afrobeat, entertainment industry type of content, and also tech. That's the kind of content they cover. And at the end of every episode, they say, "What do you think we should have on this episode to come and tell their story?" And I thought that was a good idea to, they will keep a list of inviting people. Maybe we can do something like that, so we can highlight it more, because clearly the ones that are loudest on the internet, they're not representing us well. Nigeria may see our life in these streets, you see. Anyway, maybe Uncle Patrick can help me identify some of those people too. Yes, this is why the sample is small, right? So no kidding, I had and still have to unlearn a lot of things I picked up from my parents' marriage. Almost my view on marriage was very weird. Yeah, it's tough, it's rough. Abby says, why are Ugandan and South African men with Nigerian men? Because they provide. Are they enjoying anything else? Somehow Nigerian men are flattered by that. Okay, no, not just that. The whitey, like Oyibo Pepe, Oyibo woman. Have you seen what's her name? Ifunaya's uncle with that Oyibo Pepe woman? Did you see that? Did you see how ride or die she went to the hospital with him? Why are you people dragging black men and women like this? All people are the same. Okola, I'm not answering that question. I even forgot the question. I forgot the question. It's okay. Stop showing your age, MOP. I'm 45. Did I say 45? I'm Gen Z. Okola, you are making me feel old. High five in what year? Was it high five? It was a high five, right? So none of you guys had high five on MySpace? No? None of you had high five on MySpace? So the only thing the reason why I asked that question is because she said she won't answer the question. The reason why I said that question, because the only thing you guys know as that created your rhetoric, not the only thing, but one of the major things is social media. See, I came from the era when social media wasn't a thing, okay? So, and if you don't have any significant experience with just your youth developing in years that you had flip phones that did not have internet on it, the best you can do is text message, or there was no phone, period. I mean, you had to go to a pay phone. I told you when I used to try to call Nigeria, I was here by myself. I used to have to go to a specific park. There's a specific payphone that will get through to Nigeria. Any other payphone will not get through to Nigeria. The landline in the house will not get through to Nigeria. So I take a calling card to that specific payphone. It might have been my head, but I just know that when I get there, before I try 3 times to get through to Nigeria. If you don't come from that era, what you know is the loud people on the internet. Of course, all Nigerian men are bad. 10 out of 10 Nigerian men are just bad. I understand. I feel your pain. I feel it, Marriott, we fight all the time on the Mom of 5 live streams. I'm used to Uncle Kidola. Uncle Kidola is my G. That's my guy. He said he will call in now. Uncle Kidola, please call in. The link is pinned to the top. Gen Z men think they have options and shouldn't put the work in. Editing past career not need evolving. That's a good point. That's very, very true. You know why? Social media. Because illusion of options, perception is just as real as the delusion in it. That's one of the major problems. Congratulations to Nigerian men. Nothing concern us Nigerian women with their non-Nigerian babes. Okay, all right. Uncle, I'm 28. I only had Facebook. Oh, you only have Facebook, Abby. Your struggles are different from some of ours. Chia says I'm like the same age as Chia. Of course Chia had high five on MySpace. I really liked high five. Yes, high five, not with the food. That's what was confusing me. It was high five. High five. I wonder if high five still exists. Let me see. High five still exists. High five was the social media. They still do, or they have a page. What is this? What is this? The social network for meeting new people. It don't become dating scene. Oh God. Oh no. Anyway, we used to kind of sort of have to meet people up there, but no. Let's get back to Solomon BUCHI. I went through that era too of cyber cafe in Lagos. Okay, so you had cyber cafe in Lagos, right? Still, but if you were 28 now, era of cyber cafe, you're like a child. Did you go to cyber cafe by yourself ever? No, you just knew it existed. No. Calling card, blood off. My friends used to finish their pocket money calling boyfriends in Nigeria. Oh, yeah. Gamola says days of pager. When you start saying this thing, some people will just come out of the woodworks from listening and not chatting for the last 6 years. Shout out to Gamola. Good to see you. Anyway, the point of all of this is just to tell you that your greatest power is your mindset. Be careful what you feed it. I understand that you are swimming against a massive trend. We call it social media. And the loudest people on social media are the weirdos. I know. They're the weirdos, right? The loudest people among the content creators, the most popular ones are the weirdos. Okay. So, and if you're not, what's the word? If you're not polarized enough, you're not going to get action in this social media street. You know why? Because people tend to become polarized when they don't collect shege in this life. So they think in binaries. So the only way I can really get something out of this poll today is to make it a binary. But you guys already know I don't do binary, right? We don't do black and white. We don't do yes or no. We don't do, we only do if we want to do something like this kind of exercise. But you know, the end story is to say, hey, this whole thing called life is a spectrum, right? In some aspects of life, sometimes we need to yield to binaries, right? Sometimes we need to create rules, binary-based rules. Why? Because we are not binary as people. Sometimes we need to say, hey, don't do what works for you. That we're already doing that. We need principles that works. That we kind of know that after looking at a series of successful marriages, this is what has worked, regardless of what generation. What worked in any generation is not because the woman was just always cooking and her office was the kitchen. No, that is very, very, that's myopic. What works was not because he was helping you change diapers. That's surface level stupid stuff. Okay? What worked was kindness, patience. Love is kind, love is patient, right? What works is commitment. Sometimes it's not going to feel good in the short term, which is why some people will say it's not about happiness. No, it's still about happiness. But you can't use a moment of not being happy to determine the fate of your relationship. The relationship, not the marriage. Who cares about marriage? I don't give a shit about marriage, to be honest with you. I cannot do because it's an institution, but it's a function of the underlying relationship. If the underlying relationship is toxic, is trash, then the marriage is trash. That's what I mean. If at least one person is trash, it's only a matter of time before the marriage will be trash. Is it the fault of marriage? No, it is the person, the person. So getting rid of marriage and still knocking does not help anybody. It doesn't help anybody. Okay, I've given you 7 purposes of marriage, right? Those purposes are attainable. You still need them: companionship, nation building, right? Legacy, life hack, so that you don't overwork yourself into pie, right? Those things are still needed. And it is still best to achieve those things within marriage. Because if you open up the walls of marriage, then anybody can do anyhow. See, it feels good to say anybody can do anyhow if it's just you, right? But when the other person who is supposed to be committed start to do anyhow, can you handle it? That's the question. Will you be able to handle it? So, the small poisons within what Solomon BUCHI had to say and what CHIAMAMANDA had to say. That's my job here, to help you look at them and say, All of us have poisonous stuff that we say, by the way. You know, sometimes I get a little too condescending for my brothers here, and they'll now go and hide. They'll be listening. My number show they're here, but they'll hide because they don't want to be dragged by the ladies in the chat. But they are listening. It's okay. Come out and talk. We want to hear you. And if you don't talk here, I will go and drag it from TikTok. We'll talk about it here. I low-key miss landline because you cannot bang the phone. Someone annoying heck out of you just want to bang phone, eh? Stop telling on your age, yo. You're not a tranquil person, walai. In the future, let's say in the future, only the people who are very deliberate will succeed in relationships and marriages. There is less motivation to stay, so only the intentional will make it last. I agree 100%. I agree 100%. I think on that note, I think we should leave that side of the road. But Solomon BUCHI had one more thing to say to another lady, another popular lady on the internet, and then we'll move on. Okay, if you have anything to say, please feel free to call in. It's pinned to the top. But I know you guys enjoy it. You know, the longer I talk, the longer I might not come back to the show. You guys know, you know I get burnt out with this stuff, right? So if you want to help me, come to the studio. If you have something to get off your chest. All right, so Solomon BUCHI had to say, apparently, because he's a big Twitter guy too. Apparently, SISI YEMMIE said, once you start having kids, one parent, SISI YEMMIE is a popular YouTuber with, I think she has over 1 million subscribers too. She said, once you start having kids, one parent should be flexible. Can be the dad or the mom, but flexibility is important. I don't know how parents who have early work hours and close late cope. Why would anybody disagree with this wholesome statement, right? I'll tell you why anybody, if I read this statement, automatically, the only reason I can think of disagreeing with that is something else in my mindset. Something else that's a point of contention to me. That I will project. If I project my personal into it, then I will have something to say about it. So of course you can, you know, Solomon BUCHI, you know, they carry last with this kind of stuff. So it goes preferably the mother. Okay. Preferably. Let me make this bigger so you guys can see. Preferably the mother, because children need their mothers more in the first 3 years of their lives for the maternal nurturing care that mothers are biologically equipped to provide, which is necessary for that child to have a secure emotional attachment. Men can do this too. The internet family said no. I'm going to pretend he didn't say men can do this too. Why is it always women's fault? Why should a woman be the first 3 years? He too can grow a breast and just do God have mercy. Men can do this too, but it's not natural for fathers. Oh, it's not natural for fathers. No, it should be natural for them too. They need to grow a breast. Okay. Secondly, we need to come to terms with the fact that we cannot have it all at the same time. It's true. There will always be career breaks to raise children, though it can be economically challenging for some. It is essential to raise great children, which I think is a far more honorable and fulfilling thing to do than working for profit. Why should you make it about children? It shouldn't be about children. That's so dangerous. All right. Again, it's a career content creator. Somebody said he's a house husband. It's a career content creator. You better start taking it seriously. Content creation is a full-blown career. All right. So Solomon BUCHI apparently said all I've seen is a lot of rage. He never see anything yet. That's what he does for a living. I think he has the right to reply, especially if you're going to give him attention. I'm giving him attention, right? All I've seen is a lot of rage and no wisdom or debate from women on this thread. LOL, cheers. I haven't said one wrong or incorrect thing. Solomon Buchi also tend to be a person who think in terms of right and wrong, black and white. Yes or no, binaries. I haven't said the wrong thing. So because he didn't say a wrong thing, he didn't think it's fair for him to collect in the hands of internet feminists, baby feminists on the internet.
Sorry.
Don't be juju be that. I haven't said anything wrong.
Not be juju be that.
Alright. No, he's the one asking. No, be juju be that. I didn't say anything wrong. Why are you dragging me? He forgot that SISI YEMMIE did not say anything wrong. Anyway, it's okay. Somebody says it's a two-way street, though. I think it's all types of way street. If you can dish it, please. If you're a human being, anybody can collect anytime. I haven't said one wrong or incorrect thing, and I'd expect a better argument. From who? From baby feminists on the internet? I have a new phrase, guys. Feminism is a good thing. Baby feminists are the people that I'm checking. Okay? The people that have not taken their time to know how life works before they start fighting the cause. VDM falls in that category. Alright. Someone said when these kids they're grown up and have affinity to their mothers, they will anyway. Okay, they will. But y'all would say the mother brainwashed and bewitched them. Well, that's when they go wrong. That's where they go wrong. Can women get a break? I knew it. By the way, don't get it twisted. Being a feminist or baby feminist rather does not mean you're a man or woman. It could be any side. I've heard baby feminist men on this internet street. Oh, they're the worst. Oh God. As a father, step up. They're the one that will come to you and say, hey, we're equal. And when the woman starts to show him shege, he's like, I thought we were equal. You were equal. Continue. No, but why should I be the one leading when we are both adults? That's the baby feminist right there. Okay. You've left your father and mother, cleave to your wife, and become the one unit, the home front, the children. Again, there was nothing wrong with what SISI YEMMIE said at first. But guess who else probably was a baby feminist? Your guess is as good as mine. Guess who else was probably a baby feminist? Guess who else was probably a baby feminist? Solomon Buchi now. Solomon Buchi. It's okay. Let me read a few comments and we'll go on to the other stories that we have to cover. Abby says Mario social media and his job. Yeah, he's a content creator. Does this man have a job? Content creator. It's a social. He has 300,000 subscribers. That is a job. Leave him. Let him be playing himself. Adebusala said, what does he mean by it's not natural for a man to care for? Men don't have breasts. We don't have breasts. That's the reality. Did he say first 3 years? Let's start with the first 3 months. We don't have breasts at least, right? So at the very minimum, you can't pump our breasts. It no go work. No, he didn't say anything wrong, but he started a fight. And he's also a baby feminist who thinks in binaries. It's either you are for women or you are against women. There's nothing else to learn. Solomon Buchi, they whine. He can react to SISI YEMMIE's post, but people can't react to his. Can you imagine? Because he didn't say anything correct. Did she say something incorrect? Anyway. Not natural to care for your children. I hope he's paying bills in that household in that UK. He can easily pay the bills better than that woman. Trust me. Just trust me when I tell you that. Okola, it's not by breasts. A lot of mothers can't even produce breast milk. Some or a lot? Which one? Pick one. Some or a lot? Some is still a lot. You remember that, right? We're 7 billion people here. Some or a lot? Is it some or a lot? Many mothers pump and keep. Can you pump my chest and keep? Breast is minor in the grand scheme of things. We start there now. We start there. Oh God. Oh God. Here, some can be a lot, but did you mean some? Did you mean some? Give me some so I can know what frame of reference. A lot does not tell me. A lot of human beings can be 20 people, and that is not majority. A lot or some? Abby, You have joined the gang of Marriott here. You are here to drag me. I knew it.
What?
I knew it. You are here to stretch. May God forgive you. All right, let's move on. Do you guys have anything else to say? Anything else to say? Right now, the brothers are feeling sweet behind. They say like, yeah, Ola has our back today. He has our back today. You say you go collect if you don't get it right. I mean, a lot. There's room. There's reason. There's a huge market for resold breast milk. Yeah, I'll rest my case. I'll rest my case, Abby. So that woman is the breadwinner in that house. Yes. Yes. She is. That's how they chose to do their household. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified when we go live. What do you think about this? Should I rest my case or let Abby and Marriott argue against me while I move on to the next topic here? What do you think? Just join the conversation in the chat. We have some other stuff to cover here, and I will be right back.
It's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
All right, welcome back. Let's talk about divorce Nelly. Internet erupts over what he did. Speaking of breast milk or diapers and things like that. Let's watch this short video and then we'll take it from there. There's a video here. There's a video here on okay, let's Ashanti. You know Ashanti. Ashanti is the singer who recently got back with our ex-boo from a long time ago, Nelly. They are now married and they have a child together. So they have a show somewhere. I saw my wife watching the show the other day. I saw like a couple of clips. And interesting. Gone now those days. I don't have time to sit with reality TV show I'll be watching it anymore. But I saw them in passing. But I saw this 3 minutes clip somewhere. So let's listen to it. Let's have it.
Get up. That means get up. It's your turn to change him.
I'm gonna take you back to this conversation we had. Before you kicked me under the table, I said, baby, I give you the world. I just ain't changing no diaper.
What? What you mean?
Nelly doesn't want to be on diaper duty. The topic came up on his and wife Ashanti's Peacock reality show, Nelly.
He doesn't want to change diapers. That's all he said. Wait, what did the man do? Let's go back. Let's go back. Okay, a multi-millionaire doesn't want to change diaper. What's the confusion here? Maybe there's something we don't know. But the internet baby feminists want her to divorce Nelly now. Okay, that's what's going on. That's what we're talking about.
That means get up. It's your turn to change him.
Get up, 50-50 is your time to change. By the way, she's a 40-something-year-old woman playing baby feminist here. But she probably is just joking. But the internet streets, baby feminists, they don't know the difference between jokes and banters. So let's just go with it, okay? She said, get up.
I'm gonna take you back to this conversation we had. Before you kicked me under the table, I said, baby, I give you the world. I just ain't changing no diapers.
I just ain't changing no diapers. Baby, I'll give you the world. I just ain't changing no diaper. Baby feminists say, what? What? What did you say? How are we gonna survive this marriage if you're not changing diapers?
How, Sway? Nelly doesn't want to be on diaper duty. The topic came up on his and wife
Jesus Christ, speaking of breast milk.
Ashanti's Peacock reality show, Nelly and Ashanti, We Belong Together, as the couple talked about Nelly leaving on tour just weeks after they welcomed their son.
That's a long time.
No, it is. It is.
It's a long time.
Back and forth periodically.
Back and forth.
3 weeks here.
3 weeks here, there. They're working. They're out there on tour. They're working. Multi-millionaires. Both of them are multi-millionaires in their own right. But the double standard, right? Double standard. Why can't she also have 3 weeks there and that and that and that?
2 months.
I'm split about his tour. My first response is I'm super happy for him for putting it together. The wife and mommy side of me is like,
The wife on mommy's side of me was like, why? We're equal. What do you need? There's no mommy, there's no wife on mommy's side. Kill I mean. But let me come to the chat. I want to know what you guys are thinking thus far. We're getting to the nuance of these types of stories on the internet. Finally. Anyway, Mara says she's known him for 2 decades. Plus, they're cross. They must have money. Wait. They must have money issues. That woman performed till she birthed, and now is back again. Now reality TV show. No, maybe they have to keep paying the bills. The bills are much larger than us regular people, right? If your bills in the month is less than $10,000 a month, you can't relate with them. People like them, they have bills of $100,000 a month, right? So they have to keep the money coming in. Because the lifestyle keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger, you know. So they don't necessarily, doesn't mean they're broke. They could be broke though. They should keep us out of their dysfunction. That is the definition of money issues. That they have to keep working. At what age? No, they have to keep working. No, I beg. They have to keep working. Oh, please. She probably does not change any diapers either. Go figure, right? They have enough money to hire an army of nannies. The baby feminists don't want to hear that. They said divorce him now. Let's see if you hear more.
Let me call Live Nation because I don't like this at all. Now, the wife side of me and mommy side of me is a little sad. You know, daddy's going to be gone for a long time.
Ashanti then explains how it'll be a lot to take.
Yeah, let's not forget, she said the wife's side and the mommy side. She didn't just say the mommy side. She said the wife's side and the mommy side. Husband is going to be long gone for a little while, traveling around, bringing the money, touring around the world, right?
Take care of a baby while he's away, but Nelly quickly chimed in to remind her that he'd already said he isn't available to help until the infant can walk and talk.
I think it'll be fine.
It's just the baby. It's a lot.
Well, listen, it's all you. I ain't gonna even lie. You know, I ain't got nothing for him.
I don't have nothing for him. Translation. I don't have nothing for him. Right? Should I sit with that and start saying, no, as a man, you should have something for him? Okay, yes. Man should have something for the child. Nurturing, be there at night. Yes, sure. Granted, okay? And I mean that. But I don't think that's what he was saying, that's all.
Absolutely not, I know.
Until he can say, I'm hungry.
I'm hungry.
Until he can say, I need to use the bathroom. It's going to be a lot in your life.
You know, we have to be politically correct in this internet age streets, social media street. He can't say until he can say. That's incorrect. No, that's politically incorrect, right? We can't say how we feel, how we truly feel, just after banter, because reality TV show does not mean reality. You have to watch your mouth, man. Watch your mouth. You can't do what? You can also change some diaper.
But as soon as he started walking, I said, enjoy. Because as soon as he get to walking and talking, he with the crew.
Back at the restaurant, Ashanti asked
that was them
Nelly
back in the
a
days.
serious question.
I'm trying to understand, how is it that you just sleep through when he starts crying?
Do y'all really be up at night?
Another blunder. Do y'all be really up at night? At that point, she's like, is this nigga serious right now? Did he just ask me that damn question right now? What do you mean? What you mean?
I heard about it.
You know what? It's
He said, I heard about it.
absolutely ridiculous that you'll still be dead asleep and he'll be mad loud.
But I don't even.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. MOP is about to disappoint you. That was me. Oh, man. The first two only. The first two. So sorry. I didn't know. Remember, I was asleep. Dead man. Sleep. Temporary dead man. Knocked out. The worst part about that is that she didn't know it was okay for her to say, I need help. On a few occasions. But I'll tell you guys the full story someday. If you want to get the story right now, go get this book. It's free. Go download it for free. Getmymarriageback.com or manifesty.com.
Even hear y'all, man.
That's ridiculous.
You know, it's a gift, I guess.
Why is that a gift?
I'm blessed with that too now.
No, that means get up. It's your turn to change him.
I'm gonna take you back to this conversation we had before you kicked me under the table.
I don't think she was finding this conversation funny. The way she's flipping that hair back right there, I'm not sure she was finding it funny. And I don't think an average woman finds it funny either. Use your words, ladies. Use your words.
I said, baby, I give you the world. I just ain't changing no diaper.
Oh my God.
Baby, I'll give you the world. I'll take you around the world in PJs. I'm just not changing no diapers. Okay? I changed diapers, by the way, all that time. But you see those one-off events when it was the heightened moment where she really wished for help. If you have one too many of those moments, you go collect. And yes, it can be way too many to collapse your marriage. Just warning you. Probably not for Nelly and this ones, but these are real conversations right now. Okay, and it's something we should pay attention to. Is it the diapers? It's not the diapers. It's other things. It's usually other things, but it does show up as a diaper or conversations about the diaper, and you have to know how to decipher. Is that the word? You have to know how to break that conversation down to its pieces, because if you get stuck on diaper, you'll be arguing with your destiny. You'll be arguing with that. It's not my job to take diapers. What do you mean? You say, oh, she's disrespectful, whereas you missed the conversation all along. There's a good chance that woman is not feeling heard or seen. Okay.
Nelly and Ashanti welcomed their first child together, Kareem Haynes, whom they refer to as KK. And
all right, so what do you guys think? Let me come to the chat. What do you guys think about this? Let me close some of these pages. Nelly and Ashanti. Okay, let's put it right there. I'm finding my way back to. I have too many tabs open. Finding my way back to the tab. Let's see. Close the sky. Okay, all right, good. All right, let me see what you guys think, and then we'll take it from there. Oh, interesting. Let's see. She's known him. Okay, we've covered that. This is the definition of money issues. Okay. Chinya says, what about the change? He changed the word and not give out the word. Nko. There are so many things he can do in the family, and it's marriage minus changing diapers. Let's focus on diapers. Marriott ends the reality TV show too. Listen, they need to bring in the money. It's opportunities. Who is working till baby comes and immediately after? People that can just have a camera rolling and bring in some bag, right? I think that's the thing. Word on the street is that he has gambling and drug problems. Very, very possible. That would be a lot. That would be kind of crazy for Ashanti to get with him in this period. That's crazy. But you know, the internet will start pulling things up too. Shout out to Adebusola. See you, Adebusola. Is allegedly stepping out already. Shout out to Tasha K. I personally don't think it's a broke situation though. In addition to performing, they have businesses that is still generating income. No, I don't think it's a broke stuff. I think it's, hey, money is getting low. Let's keep an eye on the bag. What opportunities are available? I think it can be all that as well. They're not Jay-Z. They're not Jay-Z and Beyonce. Jay-Z and Beyonce, it's not worth it for them to do reality TV show. These are billionaires. These guys are just multi-millionaires. And when I say just, I'm saying that relatively speaking, they need to keep bringing money in because their lifestyle is quite expensive. Relatively speaking. Chinye, with their lifestyle, it may not be enough that, to be honest, however, relevance helps to get it. Exactly. So they have to kind of stay on the scene, stay on the, like, for example, the way we just covered them, it has a certain amount of cents it puts in their pocket. Did Nelly really ask that question? I'm about to slap him for that one. I knew it. I knew somebody.
Sorry, yo.
Yeah, I knew it. She's a bird. Is ignorant. Why is the internet feeling bad for her? No, not at all. It's not a freaking joke. Me, when I was married, I definitely ask for help when I need one before someone dot up by. You know what I found out later on too? In spite, if you have read my wife's story, she told her full story in the book, Get My Marriage Back. I told my own side of the story lightly too, but then just created solutions for people going through this, right? When we're telling story, we tend to tell the most painful part about the story, right? Inside of this book, you're not gonna find the part where she went to work at 5 a.m. in the morning. I had to babysit 2 boys all the way till 10 a.m. in the morning, and I had no complaint or qualms about it. These are my babies, so there was no problems. And I did that for a couple of years, you know. And I'm talking about fresh baby, 5 months, 4 months old baby, change diapers, feed the baby, wash the baby, all that kind of stuff, right? That you're not going to find that part of the story in the book because, you know, I don't need candy to taking care of my babies, right? But when a woman is telling the story of the highlights of their most painful period, right? That is the stories that will make it into even my book, into the internet. But those are the highlights that are capable of destroying your marriage if they are not addressed, all right? But I'm shedding light on it right now so you can know that on all sides, understanding is key. When I say understanding, I don't mean when an average Nigerian person says understanding. I mean that in every sense of it, right? Taking the time to say, hey, this person I'm married, did they intend to hurt me? Okay, the overrated intentions. Okay, let me show them how to help me, how to serve me. Let me not make assumptions that they were just pretending to sleep. Maybe he was truly knocked out. Maybe he didn't have, quote unquote, the motherly instinct. Maybe I just have to keep letting people know when I need help. Or maybe this person is just evil and I should leave this marriage right now. It could be too. The responsibility, the onus, is still on you. Communicate or leave. You can't get tired of communicating. I've communicated well. No, you can't. You just survivor. Think survivor. Think you don't want to resent this person. Think, hey, 3 years from now, I don't want us to be telling stories that touches the heart. But these are the issues that people are dealing with. And also, they don't know the difference between banter and serious, right? Men need to pay attention. Men need to pay attention beyond the obvious. She should just communicate like an adult. Baba, don't count on it. Don't count on it. Okay? You should pay attention. You should pay attention. If she's acting some type of way or making you feel some type of way, say, babe, what's going on? How can I help? Can I make it easier? Things like that. Check it. Some people call it checking in. Some people say weekly check-in. Some people say check-in every day. Me, I check in very randomly. To the point like I'm okay. But she knows what I mean. Babe, what's up? Good? All right, you good? All right, good. I'm leaving right now. Everything good? I do that. I do it to the point that it can actually be negative. I'm also aware of that because then it starts to come off a little weird. Why are you checking every second? Shimo complaining. Shimo, am I crying? Right? So you have to, kind of know who you're married to. A lot of this is assumptions. A lot of these assumptions or resentments. It's not the diapers. It's not that she doesn't want to cook anymore. She might have highlighted that because she's listening to a bunch of baby feminists on the internet, and then she remembered 2 times that, yes, there was an argument. Hold on, guys. You guys have no mercies. I've been talking for three hours. But thank you for being here. Right? And she's telling the story from that pain point. It's going to seem like that's our full story, but we know that most of these people, they don't highlight their good times in these relationships. They don't. They're not capable of doing that. That's the power of resentment. Unrealistic expectations, assumptions, resentment, right? And of course, mindset, because whatever you feed your mind becomes who you are. It's only over a period of time, right? So, like all the baby feminists out there, I hope you do the work you need on yourself before you enter marriage, because some of you are going to end up getting married and then start dragging surrogacy with people that are actually dealing with real life problems, and then you go collect in the streets. Shout out to Ife. Straight bullet. All right, so Chia says, no, not at all. It's not a freaking joke. No, it is not a joke. It's easy to banter with. But that thing went viral. That Nelly video went viral because this is not a joke. It's a real point of contention for people. And I do think that women should work more on self-awareness. But men also should pay attention when it comes to their relationship, the underlying relationship. There's no guarantee your marriage will last forever, obviously. So you need to keep paying attention to the underlying relationship. And just because she has motherly instinct doesn't mean she doesn't need help. When she needs help, she might need help more so just showing that you care than you go into the kitchen and washing plates. There are too many men that wash plates and pata and then they say, but I helped her and it didn't work, because she still doesn't feel heard and seen. She doesn't feel safe. That's where they get complicated, it gets confusing, but I helped. She said she wanted this, I did it. She said she wanted it, I did it. She said I talk too much, I'm controlling, and I backed off. And now she's complaining about I'm being dismissive. Anyway, Kemi said, in this Nelly and Ashanti scenario, I think this might be for content. However, if the episode wasn't just for content, they both need to have conversations again on both their responsibility. I'm much more concerned about us. The fact that we took this and took this virus, because it's a real thing. It's a real thing that people deal with, right? That's what I'm much more concerned about. I'm much more concerned about extracting the life and relationship lessons from the trendy topic. Adebusola says she doesn't need the word, she needs him. That's a good angle. That's a good lesson for men, actually. She doesn't need the word, she needs him to help with the baby. No, she doesn't need the help with the baby. She needs to feel safe and secure. It will be, you can't just say the diaper. If you help the diaper and you come back tomorrow, I said I helped diaper and she's still complaining, that's usually the case, by the way, then there's a problem. There's a problem. All right, but I agree with you that she doesn't just need the word, she needs him, but not necessarily the baby diaper and not necessarily the baby either. Okay, and this is also true for people that can afford nannies. The issues are usually not the specific. Why did you put this water here? Why did you not do that? No, you have to listen beyond that, because if you solve that one problem, and especially you notice that she's still complaining, then the issues are deeper than that. Okay, let's see. They are both working, so they both should contribute to taking care of the baby and pay a full-time nanny to avoid. I'm going to do deliverance service for all you baby feminists. Kemi, all of una, I'll go do deliverance service for una as time goes on. All right, it is not about the baby, I promise you. I promise you. But as we get through these conversations, you will notice that it's not about the baby. Okay, there are deeper issues here. Did the man say he got married to her so he wouldn't be a baby mama? That's terrible. Did he say that? That's terrible. She knows he didn't change diapers for his other kids. This is content creation. It wouldn't matter. We're still gonna extract lessons. It's normal for a woman to feel resentment because the burden of nurturing is more on the woman in the beginning. This is a good lesson for men. Thank you, Toby and Tribe. This is a good lesson for men. It is normal for a woman to feel resentment. The issue is the resentment. The resentment is not only going to show up when it's baby diaper or a kitchen, or it's going to show up in other areas. So solving for just the baby diaper is not going to help you, brothers. So it's actually you I'm talking to. Okay? Many of you will wash matter and you will get confused. You'll be frustrated because it was never about the matter. So specific. So if you're that guy, you say, but okay, you're okay, all right, okay, no wonder I'm frustrated. Yes, give me a call. You need help. You need help. Well, in the last 2 weeks, she's been complaining about baby diaper. She happened to have watched Nelly and Ashanti, and then she came on my case, and I didn't even know. And then I saw enough. Then I was just curious. Then I started digging through. Then I hacked into her phone. Why did you hack into her phone? That's insecurity. No, it is not insecure. I needed to make sure that this woman is not doing something crazy because I was just frustrated. Wait, what? It's insecurity. It's okay to be insecure. You're still confused. So when I got there, I noticed that the last video she watched at that moment was a Nelly and Ashanti video. And yes, she just had a baby. Oh, she just had a baby. Oh. Yeah, but it's not the responsibility of mine, or but in addition to that, I help. But when I help, now she turned around and she now said, it is not help. It is my babies. And we need to now start splitting 50-50. Oh yeah, by the way, I noticed that she has been watching one lady on the internet like that, one auntie on the internet that she has been watching, and I don't know. I mean, the other day I told her that maybe she should stop watching that channel because it's affecting our marriage. But that's controlling behavior. How are you going to control what she's watching? Well, I mean, we are having troubles in our marriage. Well, you are looking at it from the wrong angle. You need to start listening to your lady. What is she trying to say? Okay, she needs help. Okay, let's start from there. Let's start from there. What else? What else is going on? I don't know. I'm just frustrated. Okay. When was the last time you've done any kind of self-improvement work on yourself? What do you mean? I mean, the other day she asked maybe we can see a therapy, but I don't have the money to spend on therapy right now. Oh. You're going to have money to spend on child support soon. Yeah. Am I blaming the guy? No, it's just a very complicated thing. That's the point. There's a lot of nuances that play out here, but we need to identify it as resentment. She's resenting something. It might not be the last event. It might have started long before she even got pregnant. Right? I've told you guys stories of people asking their baby father to be carried by security out of the hospital. Like, I don't want him here. Please carry him out of the hospital. What happened? He started an argument. He didn't start the argument, but an argument started. And there's a new baby, and he just couldn't talk in his ego for a second. He didn't know he was dealing with issues from long before the pregnancies. You fight not flesh, but principalities, powers from high places. Yeah, it's not always the obvious stuff. We need to start paying attention. So a lot of this message, actually, this particular segment is for men for the most part. If you think it's about the specifics, you missed it. You missed it. You missed it. You need to start paying attention and then overcompensate when it comes to your lady, because she will multiply. Whatever she's feeling, vibes, inshallah, all that. Wherever if she receives more grace from you, she will reciprocate with 10 times 10,000 grace. Don't compete with her. Don't go there and be doing baby feminist with her because you want to play equality, because you thought since you woke up 2 hours out of the night last night, she should have been content. No, Baba. It's not the 2 hours. You missed it. Yes, she slept 2 hours. You slept 2 hours. You shared it equally. You're playing 50-50. You are now equal partners and you're still frustrated. This is where your frustration is coming from, because you're a baby feminist. Yes, you too as a man. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications. I think we have one more very important one. This one is very, very important. Hit like, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications. You guys are definitely not going to see me for a couple of days, okay? I'll be right back.
Girl, it's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
I got a call that Will Smith is finally, after being separated from Jada since 2016. Remember we told you that and they said we were lying? Y'all remember all that? First of all, shout out to the Day One winos, okay? That's been here since 2015, right? Listen to me. All August Alsina stuff and the spiritual marriage, them get married on the beach over the water, jumping over the broomstick, and Jada said, listen, I will never leave Will Smith. He is my life partner. They are life partners. Even Will has talked about it. And we told y'all that this whole marriage was PR. You know, they felt like they were stronger together. You know, they sell everybody. They sell Jada, they sell the kids. You know what I'm saying? They for sale too. The kids' dogs is for sale. You know what I'm saying? All types of stuff, right? And so we told y'all about this, and y'all just couldn't get it through your head that your favorite couple would be living apart and be separated and be dating other people, and especially Jada dating another bisexual man, August Alsina. Like, y'all could not believe all of that, right? I have to kind of remind y'all about the stuff that we get, and then it comes out later and you're like, oh, Tasha did say that, right? So we got a call he's done with the PR of it all. The life partnership is not working. He has a woman that he's in love with, and she is not black. And he is now talking to lawyers. The issue, and so he is setting up to divorce Jada. Now, this is going to be a messy divorce because you have to understand the prenup that was signed. Because remember, when he met Jada, Jada was just kind of a small-time actress that was being passed around Hollywood between Tupac and everybody else that would take the pussy, right? And so he decided to just fall in love with it, you know, because she was, I mean, she's sexually charged. She's a hypersexual, and she, you know, the girl couldn't even go to sleep without masturbating and shit at 15 and 16. So she just been popping that pussy all down Baltimore.
Oh my God.
All the way up to California. And, you know, popped it on him. He green from Philadelphia, had a wife and all, and ended up leaving that wife and married Jada, right? Jada locked it down. And there was a prenup that was signed at the time, but that prenup is almost 30 years old. And so a lot of things were accumulated during the marriage. I'm hearing that the reason it you know, they kind of came up with the life partnership is because they felt like the brand was stronger together at one point. But, you know, since he's been able to face so much scrutiny and just public humiliation, and his career is still intact, while Jada is at the house doing, what is Jada doing right now? Besides, every time Jada got a job and she was screwing somebody on the set, couldn't even trust her to go to work. Hypersexual. According to Bilal Pillhead.
Thank you, Abby. Thank you for helping me out here.
What is Jada doing right now to remotely keep Will's brand afloat? Will is a brand in himself, and I think he felt like during that Black Love era.
All right, let's hang it there. So I have a poll in there. I have a poll there. Do you think Will and Jada's marriage are all PR? Let me see what you guys are talking about. Okay, 50-50. How many votes? Probably 2 votes. 4 votes. 50-50. Okay. Some people feel like Will and Jada's marriage are all PR for publicity stunts. And that's all it is. How long have they been married? I wonder. Will and Jada. Will Smith is a big $20+ million Nollywood actor, a legendary rapper. His wife, his present wife, they're still legally married. She's an actress. She's an actress. She's been an actress for a long time too, right? And I think she's also some kind of artist, but she's no more so as an actress from back in the days, back in sitcom days. In recent times, she hasn't really done much, but she's done a lot in terms of their marriage. Well, she runs a show on Facebook called Red Table Talk. Red Table Talk, yeah, Red Table Talk. So now we have a 50-50 vote, and some people feel like it's public stunt. That means some people still believe. 2 of you guys still believe that they're in the same. They still believe that, you know, the marriage can survive, I guess, that they have a real thing together, right? And 2 of you don't believe that you know, that there's anything sustainable here, or at least they're staying together for. They have children together, by the way. They have 2 children together, 2 grown children. So now they're just staying together. Now, some few years ago, about 2 years ago or so, just before 2 Oscars ago, she made an announcement. Well, before she launched her book, she made an announcement that they had been separated for 7 years at that time. Okay, so everybody was disappointed, of course. What do you mean separated? Separated under the same roof or what? You know. So a lot of people, obviously Tasha K and probably her followers, believe now she's saying that they are planning to divorce. Now, this is not confirmed anywhere. Okay, this is not confirmed anywhere. Now, another tabloid platform here called Media Takeout, which I have not been to for years. I have not been to Media Takeout for years. But yeah, I'm just saying this. He used to compete. TMZ, I still see TMZ, but Media Takeout, I think the reason why I haven't been there is because they don't have a strong presence on Instagram, so I don't see them. They have a report here say Media Takeout has some exclusive tea that has been brewing for a while now, and it looks like it's finally out to be poured. We spoke to multiple people close to Will Smith and Jada Pinkett, and they confirmed to us that the couple is finally ready to make their split official. All right, let me ask you guys this. I'm going to post this question on the screen as a quick mind exercise or intellectual exercise here. I'm going to post this on the screen here. Let's see here. Marriott, see you soon. See you soon, Marriott. If there is one thing that will kill Will, or that could have killed, let's put it that way, Will and Jada's marriage, what would it be? All right, so while you guys are processing that, I'll come back. I think in the last couple of years it's been PR. Okay, Abby says in the last couple of years it's been PR. Okay, so according to Media Takeout, they said they spoke to multiple people and they've confirmed that the split is official. Yup, Will and Jada are preparing to legally end their marriage. Okay, now they've been separated for years. Now it's time to wrap it up. According to insiders, Will and Jada have been living separate lives for quite some time. Now she gave people, 50% of people, some hope that maybe they are coming back together. They went to the Oscars together. On that, he ended up slapping Chris Rock on that stage in defense of his wife. Get my wife's name out your mouth, right? So they ended up on that red carpet together. He ended up leaving that event crying like a baby, right? Because he did the wrong thing. He put his hand on another man, all in the name of defending his wife. Gentlemen, you never want to do anything stupid like that, okay? Will Smith is somebody I will classify as a baby feminist. Before, I think recently he's trying to gather his thoughts and say, okay, the best way for me to defend my wife is to be a man. Anyway, now they are done pretending and are moving forward with a quiet divorce. They are both in a good place. One source explained it's not messy. They're just ready to move on for real. I doubt it. Okay, so now Tasha K said it's going to be a messy one. And then Media Takeout is saying it's going to be a quiet, amicable one. Whatever. Is it possible for them to be divorced? Yeah, of course. Of course. But if there was one thing that they could blame it on, that's the question that I have on the screen. What would it be, in your opinion? I have my own opinion. I'll share that. And then we'll end this fantastic Saturday afternoon live stream. Somebody said, okay, the headline here said, Will is living his best life. While the marriage might be ending, Will is on top of the world right now. He just dropped new music. He's back on tour with DJ Jazzy Jeff and seems to be thriving. You know, all me and you have to do is jump in somebody's DM, a blogger's DM, and say, hey, we heard something. I think their marriage used to be over. You know, they will eat it all up, right? It's hot news. That's how hot they are. Now, a part of me wants to say if they were going to end it just because they are going to be nasty, it would have ended. If they are ending it because they want to just live life to the fullest, I think that's very, very possible, right? Are they ending it because of August Asina, the young man, one of friends of Jaden that she slept with? I don't think so. I think if that was capable of ending their marriage, they would have done it a long time ago. So I don't think it's going to be the one thing. because many things happen in marriages, maybe not at that level, but many things happen in the name of betrayal, something that are betrayal level. Betrayal hurts, period. Right? You don't measure it based off of if there's an August Asina or if we're just ice cream downstairs in the night. If it's betrayal, it's betrayal. Okay. Now, societal standards, some betrayal are bigger than others, so but it's because of the society standards. Okay, but when a person feels hurt, if they feel hurt, and they can end the marriage for any small, you might consider it minuscule reasons or minutiae reasons. You can consider that, but everybody's threshold is different though. So as for Jada, she's been staying mostly out of the public eye lately, a major shift after years of viral moments, Red Talk, Table, Confessions, and the Oscars drama. Jada is the kind of lady that will turn around and say, you went and slapped him? I didn't ask you to slap him. I think most women will do that personally. Most women will not say, oh, you slapped him for me. Oh. Gentlemen, most women will not do that. I'm letting you know right now, up front.
Oh man. Oh, beauty.
All right. So, and Jada for sure is that type of woman from what I could see. Like, you slapped him for what? Why would you do that? Now, on the surface, she might be like, I understand what you've been going through. Buddha. My Buddha husband. Not really. I don't think, some people call that selfish. I don't think that. I think it's a personality thing, and I think it's a clash between Will and Jada, and I don't think it can necessarily end them. There is one thing that I think can end them. There's one thing. I've been blaming that one thing from day one, and I will continue to blame it. So I'm trying to see if one of you guys will pick it up before I come back to it. Sources tell Media Takeout that Jada is focusing on herself. She's been doing that for a while, which is the reason why some people call her selfish. She's focusing on herself. Her daughter is writing love letters to quote-unquote ex-lover that has passed away 30 years ago. She's been focusing on herself. In fact, recently, even Will Smith came out and said, we trained our kids to just be upfront. If they do something wrong, just be upfront. He said it's a bad idea, that they need to be able to hide some things from you, meaning they know it is wrong, not that they will just do the wrong thing and they just come and, hey, the only requirement is just come and tell me. He's saying that. I think he means that. I agree with him. I think children should know how to also, not hiding things from you per se, but have a sense of like, okay, I did something wrong. Disappointment. The last thing they don't want to do is disappoint you, but you also don't want them to hide things. But there's a balance you're looking for. You want them to be healthy, normal human beings, not just human beings that just do what works for you. Abort mission. Don't do that thing. Do what works for you. No. Gen Z generation needs to be told what to do. How do I know? Just look around you. Don't tell them, but we will tell them what to do. We will police them. You just talk blunt because we're just upfront. No, you're rude. You're just a rude person. Why are you tone policing me? I will tone police you. Okay? It's not me meaning to tone police you. I'm teaching you social intelligence. There's a way to talk in public. There's some things you don't bring to the public. There's some things you don't open your mouth and just talk anyhow. Hope you know what you do. Why? Because other people are listening and they will project and they will interpret it for you, and their interpretation can destroy your life. Depending on how big you are, of course, or how much is at stake. So they said we're told she's working on a few movies as both an actress and a producer, and she's keeping things very low-key now. No drama, just closure. Despite the internet constantly speculating about their status, this isn't some bitter breakup, so they are contradicting Tasha K. Will and Jada are handling things like grown folks, and we're told they want to keep things peaceful and private. I will believe that more than believe what Tasha K is saying, which is it's going to be messy. I just don't see that in them. They've built a legacy. If they were going to do messy divorce, they would have done that a long time ago. I think if there's a brokenness in that relationship, I think that brokenness has existed for 7+ years, plus the Oscar years, 2+ years, 9, 10+ years now. Okay, and they've actually spoken a lot about it, about the brokenness in that. A lot of it has to do with Will Smith being the Mr. Nice Guy, a baby feminist. That's not the same thing as kindness. It's not. Okay. They've built a legacy, raised a beautiful family, and dealt with their share of public scrutiny. Now it's time for both of them to officially go their separate ways. All right, so they're the kind of couple that we just don't believe until we see it. We don't know, because a lot of people are speculating that they will divorce. That's the reality. A lot of people are speculating that it is in fact going to be the end of Will Smith, Will and Jada. Sadly, social media is not your mate. It is what it is. People want it to end so badly. A lot of people are feeling sorry for Will Smith. They feel like he's been a doormat all along. I don't think so. I don't think Will Smith is your easy guy who just walk on doormat. No, I don't think it was as simple as, oh, it's a doormat and Jada was just walking all over him. As a matter of fact, I think Will Smith is probably a strong, let me say it like this, he probably has some strong narcissistic traits that he didn't know that Jada was only going to accept all that for a few years. Will Smith is the kind of guy who was a very controlling guy behind the scenes, but he's an American sweetheart. I know we don't say that to men, but yes. And no one will believe that he's ever that behind the scenes. Yeah. So if there's one thing that will kill Jada and Will and Jada's marriage, what would it be? I like this one, Adebusala, constant public scrutiny. Yes, I think it's related to it, but I think it's over wokeness. Let's just live our life in front of the whole world and just be transparent. Let's just, they can benefit from it. Other people will learn from it. There's a level you get to that you definitely don't want to do that. They are damn near Jay-Z, Beyonce level. You don't want to do anything stupid like that. Because remember, you're not just dealing with your intentions. You're dealing with the interpretations of the people. It can go viral to the point that, yes, you're not supposed to read the comment, but you're not living in a cave. You will see these things. To the point that you go to a stage and actually slap another man. Yes. It's Jada's infatuation with Tupac. And it does not help that he's dead. You cannot compete with a dead person. Yeah, I don't think that is. If that was going to kill them, if you read the book, that would have killed their relationship long before they started the marriage. Will Smith has actually admitted from long before their marriage that this guy was a friend, but he was a guy that he was threatening to him, but not necessarily in a romantic way, but just he wanted to control that situation. But I wouldn't blame Amanda has been dead for 30 years for that. Not blame you, because you didn't mean to blame, but I wouldn't say it's the one thing, because I think they've gotten hit with so many more other forces that they've withstood since that time. Let me see here. So constant public scrutiny, yes, is this idea that we can be over wokeness, that red table talk where she kept talking when she didn't know where to stop, right? To an average person, they would like to say it's August Asina or a Tupac, some kind of infidelity, anything that involves Bekus and Prick. No. Okay, like stop the cap. All of you are knocking for free everywhere. Not all of you here, of course, but people are knocking. They are knocking left and right, some of them without protection. You really think that's all it's gonna take to end a marriage? How many people do you know got cheated on one time and they just end the marriage? How many people do you know personally? Is that the reason to accept it? That's not what I'm talking about today. It's usually something deeper than that. Okay. It's usually something that has to do with not knowing the limitations of your power, not knowing when to introduce humility, even though your intentions was humility. I was just trying to be transparent, just to share our imperfections with the world. You don't need to share your imperfection with the world, not all of it. Oh, this, especially this internet street, you don't need to. You don't need to. You don't need to. No, I can control myself. I won't go and read the comments. I can control myself. I know when to stop when I engage people. No, you don't. You don't. You know why? Because you're probably not the average. Would you consider us, if you're a narcissist? Yes, maybe you can. How about that? If you can be a psychopath and you can turn off your feelings completely, maybe you can. But if you're a normal human being, see negative things. If you see 10 negative things about you and you see 100 positive things about you, guess what you're going to focus on? The 10 negative things. That's the way it works. That's the way the human mind works. So if I were to blame anything, yes, I will adopt Adebusola's constant public scrutiny. But I think they've always gotten that. I think it's the overwokeness. All right, they did not protect themselves. Okay, they're imperfect people. That's not just them. That's the rest of us. They've committed atrocities. Yeah, she slept with a person the same age as her son. It's wild for you and I. That's crazy. Like, are you mad? And then she ended up on the same stupid red table talk to talk about in front of the husband, who was also doing overwokeness, stupid overwokeness stuff, sitting there with him. As I said, with him. People are starting to call her the man in the relationship. With her. Like it's entanglement. You say entanglement? What's funny? What's funny? Why are you having this conversation? Well, because we're not perfect and we should tell the world. That's stupid. It's just stupid. Because now, if they stay together, a little part it will be eating up at them. Not what they did, but the fact that the whole world knows. See, it's over wildness. I knew it was autocorrection. Be careful with that overwokeness stuff. There's a balance you're trying to strike. The only way to strike that balance is to continue to work on yourself. You as an individual, you bring so much to the table already. You bring so much to the table. You're a powerful ball of energy in this space, in this thing we call human experience. You're highly influential over everything around you. You are in control of a lot more than you think, but there are some things you're not in control of. You want to lose your power? Keep focusing on the things you can't control, which there's a lot of them. But you want to engage your power? Work on yourself. Identify your power. Identify your purpose in this space. Figure it out. It's a process. It can also be a thing that's also taking shape over a period of time. Okay? But this is the focus. Work on myself. I am powerful. I am powerful. I am God. I am in control of my destiny. It doesn't matter if it's directly or indirectly, you are in control. You need to put all your attention on that. Work on yourself. That's the closest you're going to get to it. Working on yourself. That's the closest you're going to get to the balance you're looking for here. Because nobody's ever happy. It's true. At what point do you cross the line when you're doing too much? You just want to be transparent. You want to speak your truth. You might be doing too much. At what point do I'm in control? So anything we are doing, especially when it comes to human interactions of any type, either is one to many or many to one or between two people for romantic relationship reasons, if it involves another human being, you have unlimited power but there's limitations to what the point of leverages are. Speaking your truth, you better know what you're doing. Just speaking the truth, even worse. Because guess what? Especially if an influential person, people have the power to interpret what you have to say. And if you are so badly in need of validation of people, they control you. They control you. So it's very important. So I think if there's any one thing we can blame for the public scrutiny that marriage is going through, I think it's the overwokeness on both of their parts. And you know the funny thing? One of the best in doing this is, in my opinion, is Will Smith. Handling media and things like that. He's one of the best. You know? He's one of the best at doing this. But when you're married to another human being and they're also making their own moves and stuff like that, hey, you can be exposed. The same thing. I'm going to accord Jada the same grace. Will Smith she's getting dragged, but Will Smith is a powerful, very, like, huge in terms of behemoth. So, but he's still a human being. Even this content I just created here might still create a negative thing if he happens to see it. Might create a negative trigger for him because he's still a human being. So don't get out here and try to be a captain savior, you know what, or you're just trying to save everybody. Make sure you have enough in you to pour into other people before you try to do that. Because even the strongest of them, even if you have the strongest of them, you might not be able to withstand it. Yes, the marriage might crumble all in the name of overwokeness. I can't say it's Tupac because they've been dealing with Tupac for 30 years. I can't say it's August Asina because they've been dealing with that for quite a few years. You know, but the one thing they still have to deal with is this public scrutiny, and I can link it directly to they're using their own hands to create this. Unfortunately, sadly, you know. But let me know what your thoughts are. I know you have your own opinion on what you think killed it. If it's in fact killed. We don't know. This is rumors, okay? This is rumors at this point. Media Takeout is known as a tabloid. On Why with Tasha K is also, she caught a lawsuit, millions of dollars, for saying what she doesn't know anything about. So we can't count on it. We just see. We'll keep watching. Do me a favor, hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified when we go live. Download the books. The books are available at manofprestige.com. Okay. If you're looking for coaching, relationship coaching, reach out. We no longer, but I'll give you some resources. Okay, let me just reach out. Just go to the links, manofprestige.com. You can also reach out through the phone number on WhatsApp, if you can see it on the screen, scrolling on the screen. All right, thank you guys, I appreciate you. Chinya says, where there's smoke, there's fire. We're just gonna leave it at that. Take care and God bless. Cheers.
Girl, it's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One loving up, we don't know.